3, 2, 1.
Woo! 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 Oh, show!
Oh,
Oh, my God, you kicking table and the computer just shook.
It is,
No one was mad that you cut the whole... You can go anywhere.
Do I do with that?
Yeah, and the macho madness and the Hulkamania.
On top of that, you're the best wrestler of all time. So I absolutely adore you.
For being the cream of the crop, yeah.
Let's go!
fucking idiot. You have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
God.
They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5... You fucking suckers! Is that the end of it?
Or every pixel of the game engine into the face. Can't say
that.
Dallas. Stupid.
What did
You know, when that's like part of my Christmas.
Hey, welcome back to the Break Room Podcast, and we got the full squad here, baby. Woo!
That's right.
We got the full horsemen back in the saddle. And,
we're making pizza tonight because your shirt says I want pizza right now.
I know. Special shout out to Luigi's Pizza in Park Slope for gifting me this nice shirt. I went down there for Mandy's birthday, Real Life Lois. She had an art show in East Williamsburg, and I was like, we gotta have the best fucking pizza in Brooklyn. So I ended up.
Did you have the Sicilian yet? Because the Sicilian I heard is better than the round.
I've had everything at Luigi's.
Oh,
at
this
this
must
point.
be nice.
He has given me everything. He's given me samples of every fucking thing he makes, and it is all outstanding. Right. I've never had a thing
Road
there
trip.
that's
Here we
not
go.
Amazing.
Everything's
incredible.
Tell Gio we're coming Wednesday. Let's go.
And so he was kind enough to gift me this shirt, and he gave me a small for Mandy for her birthday. So
that shirt's
happy
only
birthday
proper
to
if it has
Mandy.
pizza stains on it, though.
I know, right? Well,
gotta have, like-
that's my fear. Is like, oh god, it's a white shirt. I can't wear white. Because that's it. I come in fucking 4D. Are you kidding me? I got a fucking plate in front of me at all times. If I don't have the shit right under me, I wear my food. It's terrible.
Help.
I love it. It's the classic colors. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the green and red. It's just
Green, white, and red.
Is that what's on the
Italian
box?
colors.
Is that what's on the box?
No, they actually use the generic boxes,
use
which
the
I was
regular
surprised. I thought you know they maybe would have put the
it
business
costs too much.
information
Fuck
on.
that.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Put it in
Gaudio's
the pie. I want it
does
in the
that.
pie.
Gaudio's in Queens does that. They have their number on the fucking everything. They have on the fucking napkins and the menus too. Like
I was reading that Gio hasn't inflated the price of his slices. Like he still kept them reasonably low in
I
comparison.
think it's
to
like 19 and change for a full pie. Can you get a nice big pie?
That's
you know,
insane.
I mean, that's New York City price, but
That's not bad. $19 is nothing compared to the fucking. You're not gonna get
Pizzaiolo is $24.
$25.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
It's
for
like,
that
it's
pizza,
the best pizza I ever had too. It's like on top of that, it's like, and it's all cash only. You know, it's old school.
That's why. Take a little cream off the top.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
cream with
that's how you sustain the business.
And speaking of awesome gifts, I went to Niagara Falls Comic-Con, as you guys well know, and this guy was fucking awesome enough to give me this lightsaber. He's from a company called Alki Solutions, and because I have the information right here, I wanted to pull it up for you guys. This way you get the... So his name is Kyle Timmons. Really fucking awesome guy. He was telling me his whole story about how he got started with making these lightsabers and stuff. But the tech that is put into this thing is fucking nuts. Because not only does it have every blade color you can possibly think of, all you have to do is twist it to turn it on and off. You can also, Emperor, foist it forward and turn it off. You can change the effect of the glow. It's combat ready, so you can actually whack it around.
That's right.
It plays fucking music, and it also has settings for every fucking character in Star Wars. Even fucking Dippa Balapa, and that's a fucking deep cut character. She was in fucking, I think, the first episode of Bad Batch and gets killed off.
Say that five
it's
times fast.
Dippa Balapa, Dippa Balapa, Dippa Balapa, Dippa Balapa, Dippa Balapa. Boom. There you go. You're welcome. But, so thank you so much for the Alki Solutions lightsaber. You can go on Alki Solutions, ALKY Solutions.com, and then their social media is all under the same name as well. And you really got to check these things out because I couldn't believe it. I was FaceTiming with Chris when I got home. and I was showing him all the stuff that
Every
this thing
feature,
does.
it's crazy.
It has a rechargeable battery. You're able to unscrew the hilt over here,
USB-C.
and it's a
Looks better than,
USB-C
like,
charger.
the most
You
mainstream
ain't gonna get that
ones.
in Galaxy's Edge, man.
Nope.
So you got the
I was not buying one
you
of
got
those, by the
the
way.
chip
No.
right here, which according to the creator, you can, if you're smart enough, I guess, you can program shit into there and like add even more features than you have.
Where's Stephen Bias? He can do it.
And then there's the port for the USB-C charger, and it's
I like
it's-
how slim it looks.
you can adjust the volume, you can adjust anything, which
It's like
is
my biggest
insane.
complaint with these ones. Look how thick the handle is. It like looks ridiculous
And
compared to that.
the crazy thing is that for the amount of tech that he's putting in here, the pricing on these is comparable or even better than the Kyber lightsabers that I got, which were the first combat-ready kind of customizable lightsabers. See, that's what's nice about the Kyber is that you can kind of design your own and mix and match parts. But this one, I think, might be totally built. But he has everybody's lightsabers. If you want any of the movie ones, he has other options. I went on the website. I couldn't even find the one he gave me.
Huh.
And he even gave me an option of 2 different hilts. There was
custom
one with
job.
silver and black.
Prototype.
There was one with the
Prototype.
bronze and
This is a
silver.
prototype.
And I like the bronze and silver better because I felt like it matched Peter Griffin's coloring better. And
That's
I think it would
right.
be pretty funny to
It's a
customize
Peter
and
Griffin
make it a Peter
saber.
Griffin saber. But
That's right.
That would be funny
once
if
again,
you
thank
had-
you so much to Alki Solutions and to Luigi's Pizza for the awesome gifts. I love them
right.
both, and you guys are awesome.
I'd love it if you like twerked it and it just like friggin' sweet.
Freaking sweet.
I don't think you can give him a better gift than pizza and lightsaber.
Right? I mean, come on. You know, and
guy over.
yeah, so the art show was really, really good. She had a lot of fun, and
What went down in
It's just-
Niagara?
so Niagara Falls was crazy. I got to hang
The
out
water?
with both Miles Morales', the one from the video game and the one from the Spider-Verse movies, which was kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
I met Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. I met Lou Diamond Phillips. I saw Robert Patrick, which was pretty funny.
Dun, dun,
Um,
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that,
dun.
that
Yeah,
does
it
have
was,
roots in the show.
it was a good time. You know, they treated us awesome. I met Ricky Berwick, who was a social media guy, makes viral videos and whatnot.
Tell him
I
to
stole
join
his
our
I stole his
podcast.
wheelchair. It was great. It was hysterical. Yeah, he's got one of
Oh,
those
I know. I
mobiles.
remember
and
the guy.
stuff,
Took him
and-
out of the wheelchair, dude?
yeah, no, it was his idea. So don't come after me. He was like, "Do you want to ride it?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So we set it up to do a skit, and he's like, "Get out, come on." And then he gets out, and I fucking
like,
get
"This guy
on, and then
walks."
You're like,
Mandy
"All right, get
gets on
out."
my shoulders, and we fucking drive off on this guy's wheelchair. It's the funniest shit.
Help me put him back in his chair,
It's
man.
insane. It's insane.
Come on, man.
So no bother ask was Chevy Chase in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
He was in a wheelchair, but he was. He's able to walk. I'm assuming it's just that moving around the convention and the airport and stuff like that. You know,
He's like, if I
why
don't have
walk
to.
when you don't have to? Especially if you know we don't know what's going on. But I mean, it was really cool too. Shout out to his handler Patrick because he turned out to be on our fucking plane with us. Chevy Chase, and we ended up sitting next to his handler, and I was telling him about how my sister-in-law absolutely fucking loves the vacation movies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he was
Christmas
nice enough to
vacations
fucking mail
all
me
the
some
time.
some
Top
autographs.
five. Top five.
So I got an autograph, and I got one for her. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome.
Um,
Caddyshack.
yeah, no, I mean, Chevy Chase. I mean, season 1 of fucking SNL. He was right there for the start. He's
That
the
was
first
a
weekend
crazy
update.
cast.
Yeah.
Live from New York. It's Saturday
What was the
night.
Chicago? I forgot what they were called actually. Second
City. Yep. Yeah.
And that
Well,
was
there
where
was
they were
Second City
from.
Toronto and there was Second City Chicago, and they took
Belushi.
the best of everybody and they brought them together, and
Aykroyd,
that's how you
Bill
got Aykroyd and
Murray,
Belushi
Shaq.
together because Belushi was the head of like basically the #1 guy in
Eddie
Chicago, and
Sick.
well, Eddie
Absolute
Murphy.
sick
It's
man.
interesting how he got the job. He would like tell jokes and stand outside the fucking studio until they let him inside.
Yeah, he lived on Long Island. I think he lived in
I
Nassau
got some
County.
ice cream and you
And his
can
brother,
have
you know,
some.
Delirious is still
brother
one
would
of the
bring him in.
greatest.
My
Stand-up
girl
routines.
wants to
Party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Well,
Great song.
My girl wants to
You gotta have a sweater on in order to sing.
party all the time. Need the leather jacket, the red leather jacket,
and the Christmas sweater.
Come on,
Yeah.
and some.
It's the jacket.
It's the fucking jacket.
We got a lot of people in the house, by the way, fellas.
Very cool.
Hey, welcome
a
back,
lot of our
everybody.
regulars
Hey,
here.
what's happening?
They
Say
missed us.
Sil, No Bother
missed
from
you.
the dungeon,
Hey.
and Blue. Fucking Lil Joe's here. We got
Little facha bruta.
the people have
And
reunited.
I got to go to the fucking beach today.
yeah, he said.
What a
he
nice
said
fucking
tan.
day it was. for it, too. I
rub it
mean,
in.
I'm all
Sitting at
fucking. I
work.
look like bacon and shit. I'm trying to look at least 1% fucking Italian because I'm the Wonder Bread Wop over here. And I
Depends on
hadn't
what kind
gotten
of
to the
Italian.
beach
I don't know
yet.
what
I
that
buy
means.
that fucking pass for all the New York State,
Derogatory towards Italians.
all the New York
Prejudice
State fucking
against Italians.
parks and shit. But I never fucking go. So
Wait, what
Today-
which beach was it?
I went to Robin Moses.
Moses.
Yeah, Moses is the best.
Best beach there is.
You got to go to Moses.
I have no
Went to
problem.
Field too.
It hits
Nice.
every marker that you need in a beach. Maybe there's not crystal clear waters, but there's
A lot of
no
nice eye
crystal
candy on the beach today. You know?
Mank.
No
It was
rocks,
very nice, though.
No rocks on that in the South
There was a
Shore.
huge sandbar though. It was like the tide went back and like it was like all fucking water and then
Tsunami.
sand and then more then the ocean.
I don't go in the water anymore.
I went in for a little bit. I had to cool off. It was very cold. I was surprised, but then I think it was also because I was fucking roasting.
It's hot. It's the beginning of the
I'm
season.
not surprised
I
you
was
don't
cool.
go in the water. I'm shocked.
I always go in the
I
water.
just don't
always seem
fucking-
to go in the water.
I don't know. I don't
Salt
I don't
water.
like getting the
Come out
fucking
of the
shit
water,
all
you got a
over me.
fucking diaper on your head. Fucking New York City water.
It's New York City. Difference
Yeah.
between Long Island and New York City.
Oh, Brooklyn, you go to
It's
Coney
just
Island.
fucking,
Yeah,
just always
no
like a
thanks.
crab fucking grabbing at your foot.
It ain't
when
like
you're
you're
down
jumping
there.
into the
I hate
fucking
that
East
shit.
River. It's a fucking
Yeah, exactly.
The fucking used condom
Ain't
on
jumping
top of
in
your
that.
head when you come out of the water.
Long Island beaches are some of the nicest beaches in the
nice.
country.
Oh, it's nice.
It's still not as nice as Miami, man.
Come on.
You go to South Beach, man, you put your foot in the water,
Miami-
you can see your foot no matter where you go, man.
The
Yeah.
big
It's crystal
man,
clear, man.
and
That's
the
it.
medium man.
That's
They're
it.
gonna carve you
That's
up.
it. Miami, man. Hey, yo.
I would love to go. Yeah, I've never been to
Chico.
Miami. I keep going to
You
Orlando.
don't like ice cream?
Oh, Pussycat, you want some ice cream, huh? Look at that, look at that.
Why is he gonna stick his tongue out? What?
Oh, it's fucking disgusting, man.
Come on, Pelican.
Fly Pelican.
I got a junkie for a wife, man. Don't need nothing.
Oh,
Sleeps all day
Eso
with them black
parole.
shades on. She wakes up in the morning with a quaalude and she won't fuck me because she's in a coma, man. I can't even have a fucking kill with her,
Little
man.
baby.
Her womb
Her
is so
womb.
fucking
Oh.
polluted. She can't even make a little baby.
I didn't hear anybody criticizing him for that accent.
it's notoriously one of the worst fucking accents in all
Yeah, I think.
Her
Hollywood
womb.
history.
Whole womb.
Her womb. Polluted.
It's just that movie's so beloved that people look past it.
Oh, absolutely.
And let's face it, you got like half of the fucking Breaking Bad cast, like when they
I
were
was
young in that.
Definitely.
You got
thinking
Hector
that.
Salamanca. You got fucking
Hector.
what's his
You
name?
tell Sosa I don't fucking care. I ain't no dishwasher no more, okay?
His best friend was the fucking head of the
Chico
cartel.
Catalleo.
I don't.
I
give a
told you,
fuck.
no fucking kids, but you
stupid
wouldn't
fuck.
listen.
Look
Now look at you now.
Fuck the fucking Diaz brothers. I kill it. I
When-
bury those cockroaches.
When he's like fucking on the phone with what's his name, and he's like, "I told you not to fuck with me,
You little monkey.
fucking
Come on,
monkey."
come on, you wanna fucking play that? Hey, who the fuck you talking to?
the phone is-
Motherfucker. That's why I love Vice City so much. because of the-
Look at my friend. He's gonna stick his tongue out at a lady.
Those are mirrors of movies. You know, they were just amalgams of all of our favorite movies. You know,
Look like a lizard.
Geez, GTA. Can't wait. Still, we're just sitting here in the darkness.
What happened to his forehead? Holy shit.
Hello, darkness.
Sorry, we're watching
seen it a bit?
SmackDown. Getting
Yeah, they
got
put
the,
SmackDown on.
Sarah Connor
forehead
fucking
just
Talking
Shades,
about
30
things. He's
inches.
yelling. He has a vest on.
Looks like he's cutting a pretty heavy duty promo.
He's just saying, Logan Paul, come on out. So, do you want to? I mean, do you want to start with wrestling? Since I
Yeah, we
guess
might as
fucking-
well. While
Might
it's
as well.
on, it's still on.
Blow your load now because we haven't talked about wrestling.
Oh,
Fucking
God, I'm
night.
in a
Saving
fucking
it for
coma.
Joe.
Help!
Yeah. So, a couple of things have been going on. One, I don't know if you just saw it, but the new Wyatt family debuted. I don't know if you saw that.
The Wyatt Six.
What is he?
The Wyatt Six.
Uncle Howdy.
Uncle Howdy.
So Bray Wyatt was out for a long time. He came back. Everyone thought that he had a new mask and that he was Uncle Howdy, and it ended up turning out that he wasn't Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy was somebody else. And it actually took a little while, but eventually the internet figured out that it was his brother, Bo Dallas, who's always kind of been like a jobber.
You gotta believe.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he didn't really have too many accolades in his career.
The
but
other son of the IRS.
Exactly. But Bray Wyatt ended up passing away. Their father went into the Hall of Fame, and now they're trying to carry on his legacy with What was it? I mean, at the very least, even if you don't like spooky, goofy shit in wrestling, the camera shot that they took, and I'll show you guys later on, like it's one shot, and they go from all the way from the back, and everybody's dead. It's a little ridiculous. Everybody's like dead in the back.
Bleeding.
He fucking killed Chad Gable. They like shot him in the head, like literally, like brains were splattered on the wall, and there's
Chad's
like a
dead,
bullet
baby.
hole in his head.
Chad's dead.
So I don't know, but that was one thing interesting that happened. If anybody gives a shit, I think it's cool though, carrying on Bray's legacy, and trying to.
Well, talk about the beginning of SmackDown when Drew McIntyre brought out a bloodied CM Punk and just threw him on the floor and laid him there.
That was pretty cool. I mean, we all
They're on Raw, but they came to SmackDown, and that was cool.
Well, Drew quit the last time he was on TV. He was like, "That's it, I quit," and he walked out. And,
They literally announced his contract like over the weekend, and then like
Right,
Monday
they all
Night Raw
know
was
he
like,
was-
"Oh, I quit."
Didn't take very long, but maybe he was just doing that to secretly ambush Punk.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we missed the very beginning, but yeah, we all stopped and watched that, and it was pretty cool. I think Drew McIntyre's doing some cool shit. I think that, he's hitting a level now where, again, Rob was laughing at the shit that he was saying, and I feel like that's a good indicator because he's not somebody that's regularly watching every day. And if you could see somebody and be like, ha! That's, I don't know, that's what wrestling's all about. Fucking actually winning people over that maybe wouldn't otherwise necessarily give a shit.
Yeah, I like Drew McIntyre. I can't help but like him.
He's coming into his own. I think he's definitely coming into his own. So that was cool to see.
That T-shirt he had on was like my favorite thing.
Yeah, with the grave.
With the gravestone.
Yeah. Well, now there's
WrestleMania.
there's another version of
They were
that
doing
shirt
good
now because
social
Punk
media
just
trolling.
screwed him in his title match.
Oh yeah, I
in
watched that.
Scotland or wherever it was, England, and he ended up he screwed him over. So then nailed us a shirt of CM Punk doing it to Drew McIntyre back or something. I don't know. It's a pretty good rivalry, and he's been injured too, which is
They
pretty
kept it going.
remarkable. Yeah, they really did.
Well, they had to have some rivalry for him because they had the whole other thing with the tribal chief and fucking Cody Rhodes, so they had to give him somebody.
Well, so that storyline has also been advancing, where they introduced a lot more Sons of Rikishi, I guess, and Sons of Haku. So now you have Tama Tonga, you have Tonga Loa, which is another one of them. So there's like two new Samoans, and you still have Jacob Fatu, who is widely considered to be like one of the baddest motherfuckers right now. He's a very big star wherever he was, MLW or wherever he was, but he's very much like Umaga. Like he's
Umanga.
Umanga. He's a big motherfucker, and they did just announce. So on the websites and shit, they found out that they trademarked the name Caesar or Cesar Sikoa, which may be him.
Cesar.
Cesar, I think it'd be cool if it's like something like that, like not Caesar, but that'll play off of Roman. We have Roman Reigns,
Roman
the
Reigns.
Roman Empire. So now you have Cesar, and-
Caesar and his minions, man.
yeah, so that'll be interesting. We'll see, but there's
What's his brother
obviously
going to be Brutus?
The barber.
E2.
Brutus the Barber. That was a good documentary if you didn't see it.
Brutus
was.
the Barber.
Brutus the
the
Barber, how
Dark
he
Side.
fucking got fucked up in a jet skiing accident.
Dark side of the ring.
But yeah, I mean, Bloodline story continues. Solo Sikoa's being an asshole to Paul Heyman. Fans are chanting now,
We want
we
Roman."
want Roman, which is interesting because everybody hated him.
Until he comes back, and then they realize he's the drizzling shits, and they'll want him boom
yeah,
again.
yeah, well, that's how it goes.
Absent makes the heart grow fonder until you realize you didn't
Clearly.
really want him back. But
Well, it's
people
that, and
cheered
it's because
for fucking Cena at WrestleMania, so that just answers.
it's because you have Solo stepping up, and people are like, "Fuck this
Listen,
guy."
if that somehow works and that turns him into a big star like babyface, money.
Yeah,
Money.
yeah. It's,
I just think he sucks, regardless if he's babyface or heel. He's trash.
yeah, I mean,
What have they been
working 3
putting
days a
Cody
week
through?
or a year rather.
Cody's been having fucking amazing matches. He's
Been
just had a match with
everywhere.
AJ Styles on the last pay per view. That was a great match.
I quit
Those in
match.
Europe?
He had a good match with Logan Paul. I mean, he's
He's put on some good
putting
matches.
on what you want him to do is be the main event guy who's putting on the best match of the night, and he's doing that. So.
Yeah. Well, it was cool
Winter is
too
coming,
with
We'll
the
get to that later, but yeah.
with the AJ Styles thing. So like it was an I quit match, and
I just didn't like the finish.
I thought that was cool because AJ quit, which means he lost, and Cody won, and he still smashed his head with the stairs.
Cody
which is
did?
yeah. Which,
With those
Oh,
steel
they're-
steps.
Yeah,
They're,
they're,
you know.
they're starting the turn. They'll start the turn.
I don't think they're turning
It'll
him.
take a while.
I don't think they're turning him. I think that just people are starting to be like, Cody's whack now, Cody, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
you stupid fucks. Anybody that's saying that Cody, they're tired of seeing him crying, all that shit. All I need to do is pull up the fucking picture when his pec was torn the fuck off and he wrestled in a Hell in a Cell match. I don't want to hear that shit that Cody's
People
not a
just
fucking
complain.
tough
You have
motherfucker.
to almost zone out the internet because they love the chase.
Yeah.
You're chasing something and you're the underdog. They love you. When you become the New York Yankees,
They wanna see you
they
fall.
want to see you fall. You're
Nobody
Tom
wants to
Brady, they hate you. They can't stand you. You got the hot trophy wife, you know.
Definitely.
You know.
They want to see your downfall.
In
And
the
then they want to
parlance
see you
of his
come back.
times, dude, you know.
I think they still have a lot of time, though, and I don't want them to turn him heel for a while.
We're going to meet Tom Brady in August. We can
that
see
thing.
him. Are you going?
For what?
I don't know.
The Fanatics fucking show. Me and Rob got
Oh,
tickets.
right.
Dude, Drew McIntyre, Hulk Hogan, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Jerry Rice.
You're only going to get
Peyton
to meet like
Manning.
2 of those people.
I don't know if I
Hulk
see
Hogan
them.
and Rhea
I don't
Ripley,
need to
that's
meet
it.
them. I just want to
That's
see
all I
them.
need.
Like, Jesus Christ.
I might have to skip out on Comic-Con this year.
I just got my email for Comic-Con tickets next week.
I know. I might have to skip it.
Maybe I'll actually
Everybody
just
wants to do this
proactively
big
get
Christmas
a ticket this
trip.
year instead of fucking it's
I
2
said I
years in a
wasn't
row.
gonna-
I got.
I don't know. How often are you going to get to see Cody Rhodes, Hulk Hogan in the same building? Like, I want to get my winged eagle signed by Hulk.
I feel like when
wanna
you go
know
to
what
those
the
things,
cost-
it's long lines, and you sit on a line
So,
forever to get one
Longest
autograph.
line,
Oldest
ride. Yeah,
It's
I know.
one thing, though, to pay to get in the building, and they're also still going to hit you with the $350 to
Yeah, I
get
know.
a fucking sign.
I'm
so you're
aware.
like, and on a 4-hour line.
Well, how many years do
That's
we
it,
have
you
left
know.
of the Hulk? You know, you
How
gotta
many
get-
years?
Believe me,
It's gonna be
I would
cheaper than me
go.
going all the way to fucking
really just
Florida.
wants
Yeah,
Just
we
for
can,
your
we can
sign.
take a trip.
He's going to take a picture with her.
Oh,
but-
that-
right?
Oh.
Nope.
Wonder if she'll let me take a picture praying next to her. Yes.
You
Probably
know what?
not.
We got so much action going on in the chat.
A lot of
here,
action.
too.
A lot of action. Start from the top because don't cut short the
It's some
top.
good ones. Well, somebody mentioned that they thought that the lightsaber you had there looked a little small, but that's not small, right?
Rob's
no,
hands are
no,
like
Fan Boo
sausages.
mentioned that.
Rob just has like
Fucking huge.
Yeah.
His hands are like,
Yeah, it's-
yeah.
Should put
The
my
opposite of
hand
some
to
other
yours
people we
for
know.
scale.
Just don't give our old friend those lightsabers. 'Cause he's
Yeah,
got
it's. I
baby
mean,
hands.
it's a standard width. You know,
I like
on the
the thin
lightsaber. The
handle.
I would say that the
That's what she
blade
said.
is the same length. You know, as the other
Long
ones.
and-
And that's
Thin?
combat.
Long
Like you
and
could use that
thin.
for combat.
Yeah, you can whack
right?
the shit out of this. It's great.
Yeah. So that's
How to
robust.
bit the fuck
go
out
whack
of it.
He asked Craft Saver who made that again? What was the company?
Alky Solutions.
Alky
ALKY Solutions. I actually tagged them on my Instagram post.
There you
On
go.
The website
gram.
is the same name, just .com.
Little
Alky
Joe
Solutions.
said, "Nice tan."
Oh yeah, I'm all fucking burnt.
Caddyshack, best movie. I don't know what that means, but he said, "Don't forget about Harold Ramis." Apparently,
Oh,
Tracy Morgan also got the job with SNL doing the same thing you were saying Eddie Murphy did, where he was just like waiting outside or
Tracy
whatever.
Morgan is no Eddie Murphy. Eddie
No,
Murphy's top 5.
I never
dead or
liked
alive.
Tracy Morgan. I don't know. I just never thought. I never laughed at a single fucking thing that guy said. I don't know.
Eddie
character.
Murphy's
Mean to
top
be a
5
jerk,
dead or
but-
alive. It's-
Easy. Every
Yeah.
show me. Well, I'm sure you could show me a bad movie, but
I mean, comedian wise, not movies, but just comedian.
I mean, the Haunted Mansion. You know.
yeah.
From the Dungeon said Jaws movie
But
killed
Nutty
the water
Professor,
for me.
come on, who could do that? Not
I can.
Not many people could do
Yes,
that.
I didn't know you lived in the desert. I mean, in the desert.
Hercules.
Hamptons.
Oh, look at my man. He's so strong.
Eat some bread. I toss this knife between the crack of your eye.
That shit. That and Life. Life is one of my favorites. Him
I
and-
came out of the shower and I bent down. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. And when I looked down, I was stepping on my own titty.
It's like grandma, right?
Yeah. He's just riffing.
You want my
He's
cold
coughing.
clear? I'm a cleaner right
No,
now.
he's the GTA valet. He's coughing. He's got the laugh cough.
so funny.
I'm crying. I'm sweating. Help.
Hercules!
It's hot up here.
Hercules!
It's
Oh,
hot
my
in New York.
child Hercules.
Cold Duty Mobile. Wow.
Joe, we got a good remark here, actually, because Hells was saying
Maybe you
that
should try Jenny Craig.
Elon.
Spandex. All spandex.
Rob loves the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
I fucking love that
he's-
movie.
He's been holding back
Friday
Nutty.
night. Friday.
That's where Dave Chappelle. It's probably one of the first times I saw Dave Chappelle.
Loving you is easy cause you're
Reggie?
beautiful. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Reggie? I heard of dreadlocks, but shitlocks?
Coming to America's my
Look at
one.
Reggie's gums and teeth. Look like his mama had an affair with Miss Dan.
Coming to America's unreal. What's the other one?
Beverly
him
Hills
and
Cop?
No, him and Dan Aykroyd. Switching places, trading.
Oh, Trading Places,
I
yeah.
love that. That's
Beverly
another
Hills
good
Cop was
They're
really
bringing
good.
out a new one.
one. Of Trading Places?
No, Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, right. I saw the pro. They just debuted today. Life is one of my favorites. Him and Martin Lawrence
That was
are
good, too.
so fucking funny
That was
together.
really good.
Every time.
I heard they're
That's
making
on, I'll
Lethal
watch
Weapon
it.
5.
I saw Mel Gibson.
Now they're really
directing.
too old for this shit.
He's really
That-
too
but
old for this
When
shit.
all right, so they put up how old Danny Glover was when he was doing that.
89.
He was like, he's younger
like
than you are. He's like 38 in Lethal Weapon 1. I was like,
A 38-year-old in the 80s is like a 78-year-old.
yeah, I don't understand it. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Murtaugh looked fucking 62.
He did look 62.
He had
I saw Danny Glover at a con once.
too old for this shit. I didn't know he had that lisp. When I saw him in Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, he has that lisp, and I was like, I never did this.
Kingslayer.
He was great in Witness.
Vago.
You ever see Witness?
We
With Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
All right,
That's a great
let
movie.
Chris, let's go to Chris and let him get a couple of comments out.
We do have a lot of comments to get through.
What's the comment?
Well, no, Hells asked, he said, Joe, he said, the Wyatt family is the reason Joe is in the house today.
about that,
I don't know
no.
what that means. He said, can't wait to hear his take. I personally loved it. So what is, because you didn't really say your opinion of, did you see it? I mean, when
I
it
did
happened?
see it. Yeah, I love Halloween. I love spooky, costumes and things like that. I think it's an attraction. It's a different. It's so different than just like I hate you. I want a shot at your title. Like it brings back the pro wrestling and pro wrestling where you have this, out of this world character that's like beyond.
Undertaker,
There's an
King,
aura.
The Yeti!
So
Andre.
my
to an
only
extent.
question is it just going to be hokey or is he actually going to be able to pull it off? Because when the bell rang, Bray Wyatt was okay. He can be okay. Like you weren't going to watch a 5-star Bray Wyatt match. So
Big
my
guy.
only problem with Bo Dallas is I think he's worse than Bray Wyatt in the ring. So
I don't remember him doing ever doing anything bad. Or
not bad, but he didn't
botchy.
do anything good.
Well, no, definitely. But hey, I mean, maybe he's finally getting his shot. I mean,
Listen,
the fucking-
all better for him. He deserves it. He's gone through the ringer with this company. They fired him, hired him, fired him, hired him.
Yeah.
So good for the family. Good for the Rotundo family. I'm interested to see how they go with it. They just can't make it too hokey because then you just will like this is too like bought on and too like. But I thought it was cool with the strobe lights and the flickering in the gorilla position. and
everyone was
everybody
dead. Like
everyone-
Triple H
it
was among
very-
the dead.
It was
like,
cool. It was definitely cool. It's been like the talk of like the wrestling world. Everyone's like, "Oh, did you see the ending of Raw? Did you see what happened at the end of Raw?" When you hear that, like I went to a couple of places and they're like, "Oh man, my friend said the end of Raw was crazy, but don't tell me because I want to watch it on my own." When they have that type of vibe going, I think that they're hitting the pulse and they're hitting the right vein to get you interested in pro wrestling again. So
And it's
they're
been a
they're
while.
firing on all cylinders.
They've
right
been
now.
plugging this shit with the
Firing all
QR
cylinders.
codes and all
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
spooky
It's the way you do it.
anomalies and shit for a while.
do it.
So
The weird screen glitches. There.
Yeah.
That was cool.
yeah.
They've been doing a good job with all the social media like beef. Like they're doing. You could tell they've evolved into a new
have to.
way of marketing.
It's all fucking
definitely. Well, now
X,
everything's
Twitter,
today,
whatever the fuck you want to call
Twitter.
it.
That's Twitter.
Tweet.
You gotta force it when you call it that.
Help.
What else do we have here? Straight GTA ripoff. I'm not sure what he's referring to there. Drew was
Scarface.
seen in talks with Billy Corgan. So what? Drew McIntyre to TNA? I doubt that. I mean, he came back, I guess. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know.
Do you think? We'll ask this to Joe. Do you think Paul Heyman is going to turn on Roman Reigns and make Roman turn babyface, or would he be part of his babyface? I feel like they're almost making Paul a sympathetic character right now because of the way that Solo is treating him like shit. That you almost want to like Paul, and if he's fighting for the good guy, I don't
think
know.
Brock Lesnar comes back.
I think
save-
Paul
to save him?
started to get a lot of favoritism after his Hall of Fame speech
Yeah.
because his Hall of Fame speech
Suck
was
my dick.
yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, Paul Heyman's fantastic. I love Paul Heyman. I met him several times. I as an ECW original fan, I've gone through so many shows, and he would always stay like after the show, shake hands, go. Sometimes you'd go to a bar locally, and the Sandman would be drinking, and Tommy Dreamer. But Paul Heyman is just he's a wrestling god. He's just like a
Wrestling.
Like, if Vince McMahon is Stan Lee, then Paul Heyman is Kevin Feige. He's like the TV version of what Stan Lee did in the comics, or however you want to.
I get it.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
was a fan first.
Yeah, he was a fan first, and then he just took the wrestling business into a direction that was never been in before. So if you look at the stuff that they still do to this day, a lot of it is still ECW-centric.
Right.
Breaking a table, your chair shot, going off a ladder, like all that stuff was ECW
chairs.
before anything.
I mean,
And you know what, though? And you'll understand this.
There's a good documentary on that, too. The ECW on A&E was this last week,
that
so.
was good.
You
Well,
know,
you'll
a lot of
understand
it
this.
is
He
the
had a whole
same.
career before ECW, though.
He was in
Holy
AWA.
Dangerously.
He was in AWA. He was in WCW. Like he
Dangerous
made the
Alliance.
rounds. He's been in. He was Stone Cold's first manager, and he was stunning Steve Austin.
Who
You
was
could
in
see
the
it then.
Dangerous Alliance?
Stone Cold, stunning Steve Austin, Arn Anderson,
Wow.
Rick Rude, and is that Larry Sabisco? I think.
And he was, he was always carrying around like the oversized cell phone.
Zach
like the
Morris cell
80s.
phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has a whole career before that as a manager. And then he did commentary for a while.
He was amazing.
He's fucking good at everything he's done.
I loved him on commentary.
Yeah.
I remember the one night that he got really in trouble from Vince is because he goes on the commentary with Jim Ross. He goes, JR, we're in Washington, and I'm finally going to get to see Bush. And the Divas were in the ring. So he made reference to Bush, but Bush was the president, so. And
Double
Vince,
entendre.
It's just like, nope, can't say fucking Bush on TV.
Can't say Bush. You can say puppies.
Puppies.
Puppies! No, he
Bush,
can't say.
you know.
He doesn't say puppies anymore.
Well,
he actually, the last time he
No,
was
but
on
this is
commentary,
Attitude Era. He said
Yeah,
Bush,
and
they
yeah.
didn't like that, so.
which is interesting. Yeah, at
It's
the
probably
time
the
they could say
beginning of the
puppies.
pivot.
There
Vince
was
only likes
actually
Bush if you shit on it, so.
one of the last times that King was on commentary. He said, "I almost want to bring out the P word," and they were like, literally, like, no. Like Michael Cole or one of them was like, do not do
The
that.
producers were in their ears like, no,
Fucking
no,
cut his
no,
mic, cut
no.
his mic. Look out!
Cancel culture will just roam. Puppies? What is he talking about? My boobs? Oh my god!
Boobies. Everybody likes boobies.
Oh my
though.
god!
Everyone likes boobies.
They just don't talk about them now. They just let what's her name?
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Tiffany Stratton will just walk out, and it's just like nobody say anything. Just,
She
okay.
had no tits though before her surgery.
Well,
I'll say it.
I didn't
That
see
happens.
her.
Zero. But she's still hot. I don't really care.
She's
Tits
something.
Or, tits or no tits.
You said, oh, well.
We do have a good comment here. It's from Brett Alt. He says gimmicks that were always crazy seem to get pulled
Is
off.
it Brett with
very-
two T's or one T?
With two T's.
Oh, you got to fix that, buddy. There's only one T.
He's the only person I've ever seen. Bret Hart is the only person I've ever seen spelled with one T.
Want to know why?
Bill
Brett.
Goldberg.
Because he's the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
And fuck Gilbolger.
Who?
I'm trying to say
Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg, but I
Gilbert?
said Gilbolger.
Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
So he said gimmicks that were always crazy seem to get pulled off very well. I mean, look at what happened when Matt Hardy did his Broken character. It was
Yeah.
crazy, but he pulled it off. Wyatt Six is no different. But so the thing is, though, it's just they have to be careful. You know, they have to tread carefully because it could also be really cheesy and bad, like you were saying. You know, like it's got to be good. They can't make him a fucking jabroni. It can't be Bo Dallas, getting.
Well, that's my concern because he's always been a J-Bro.
Yeah,
Always been a
exactly.
Job Squad member,
And I mean, a lot of the people in the group. You have Nikki Cross. You have Dexter Loomis. You have.
They were all there?
Yeah, so I don't remember who exactly is who. You have what's his name? Joe Gacy, who was an NXT guy.
It's a fucked up name.
Yeah,
John Wayne?
well, he was kind of like he was weird.
Wayne.
He was like a I don't know what he was. He was
Yeah. I mean,
one of those creepy guys.
like I say, I'm a big horror movie guy. I love horror movie. I love like Universal monsters. I love any Freddy, Jason, Michael. I love all that shit. Like I live
Yeah.
for Halloween.
Some people feel like it doesn't. There's no place for that in wrestling.
What?
And
It's wrestling. There's a place for everything. It's wrestling.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
there's
If they could have
gotta
the
be a
fucking
little
gobbledygook,
they
they can have
they
fucking...
need more of that, because if you look at the roster, like go just watch the last 5 matchups. They all have the same type of tights. They all have long hair and a goatee. They all look the same. They all have the
Fighters,
same
3 guys are the
abs.
same.
They do the same. It's the same shit. Like you can just throw on like the 80s and everybody's different. You have a guy with a dog, a guy with a snake, a guy with a fucking $1 million suit, a guy with red and yellow, a guy with fucking ropes around his shirt, a guy with glasses and a robe. And he's
The problem is they can't go back. Like once they've done it, then they started trying to get all the different professions.
Gimmicks. They don't have. I don't want cheesy gimmicks like a garbage man or a fucking hockey player. I don't want that. I don't want 95 all over again. A doink the clown.
They run out of stuff. That's the problem.
You have to have some sort of character to go along. You can't just be I'm Carmelo Hayes and I'm an athlete. Like it's fucking boring. Like that's not the way pro wrestling is intended to be. You have to have some sort of character, and I can tell you now because you talked about Cody starting to get like whatever from fans. Like I already knew that was going to happen because they did that shit to him in AEW.
Yep.
He's already tailor made to be Homelander.
Yeah, 100%.
If he wanted to tomorrow, he could just be like, "Fuck all of you."
But you gotta hold that back for a long time.
You need 2 years.
He's still the biggest draw.
Hulk Hogan was Hulk Hogan for a while before he
10
was
years.
Hollywood Hulk
10
Hogan.
years.
Right. Yeah.
He's the grandson of a plumber, baby.
You gotta really save that.
12 or 13 years. So
You build it until they're booing him when he walks out, and then
but
it's just natural.
Randy there was staring at Cody's title, so they're kind of segueing.
It's cool that he was
into-
raising his hand, though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to
They
see him
can
next
use the
week.
jealousy
With his vipers.
angle.
I got
jealousy.
ringside seats next week. See Cody.
Ringside?
SmackDown, yeah.
Jesus, that's awesome.
7th row.
Take good fucking pictures, man.
It's nice.
Yeah, no. Now that the Boys is out, this looks even more Homelander.
So
than-
before we jump on the Boys, because we're definitely gonna talk the Boys tonight.
one of the
we're
wrestling
gonna,
thing I wanted
We're
to
gonna
mention.
talk. Well,
We got two.
We got the Who Killed WCW.
Oh yeah. Well, let me throw this out
Yeah,
here before that because this is quick. There's also something that is pretty significant, worth mentioning, is that they've been working with TNA, which WWE's never really played nice with. I mean, they did like
competitors.
they did ECW, and that was a significant moment. And
And at the end of
China.
ECW,
They did it with-
Vince send them $500,000 to do their pay per view.
yeah, and that was also Vince paying the Barbarians to fight for against his enemy. But there was, and that was a significant moment, and that was kind of secret at the time. Nobody really knew.
Chat me up on exactly the partnership or what they're doing with TNA.
So it started, at least in my mind, what I remember, they had Jordan Grace, who is a really fucking jacked chick. She's like not like Rhea. She's shorter,
With the
so
blonde
she's like
hair, yeah.
a fucking rock.
She's brawling.
And she's huge. She's fucking huge, and
Braun
Huge.
Breaker with a wig.
she's built her own, cultivated her own fandom. And she's been in TNA, and they featured her in like a women's tournament. So that was something. And it's like, okay, they're doing it, but just with the women.
Right.
And then they had this guy. So there's a guy, Joe Hendry, who I've heard of a couple of times. Apparently, his song like went viral because people thought it was really funny.
His song, like his theme
His
music?
like entrance song, like he made it, and it's like this like fucking I believe in Joe Hendry, and he ends up like doing a solo, and it's a little ridiculous. But again, I didn't watch the video. I just heard his name. He came out in like a battle royale, which that's the first time a TNA guy has come out on WWE TV, even if it was on NXT.
When was that? Oh, it was NXT.
It was on NXT in like a big battle royal to for whoever's gonna fight the champion or something. He came out, they featured him prominently, they played his song and everything. The crowd knew who he was, and then he talked shit about all of them. He's like, "I'm gonna eliminate every single one of you," and then the match started and they all ganged up and threw him out of the ring. But it was a significant moment, as small as it may have been. It's these baby steps. And I think it's just cool that they're actually working with another company, and they're probably like, all right, it's a good way to fuck over AEW. Let's make a partnership with these guys. It's like a strategic thing,
Well, they don't really need to fuck AEW over doing that.
They
on
don't
their
need
own.
to. You're right, but it's just extra.
It's farm
dirt to
system.
pile on the
It's farm
grave.
system. The way that they used ECW back in the day when they had the Dudleys and Taz and Rob Van Dam come in, like they used ECW as a training breeding ground for the bigger stars of the WWF. Cactus Jack, Stone Cold Steve Austin, were in ECW before they went there. Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, like all those guys were in ECW. They got there. Chris Jericho started in ECW. Like his first American contract was with ECW. So I get it. Like they need new talent. They need talent from elsewhere. So why not pick up a company who's not really prominent right now? TNA isn't really,
on TV.
They're not really what they were in the early 2000s when they had a stacked roster and they had Dixie Carter and her $1 million fucking bank account running the company. So yeah, it's good.
But they are on the rise versus on a decline. They are actually apparently been picking up steam and viewership somehow. They're not at the level. But the thing is, TNA,
that's it.
Even though it was a big joke at the time, LOL TNA, TNA did higher numbers than AEW ever did. They had like 2-point-something million viewers.
Well, when Hulk Hogan first showed up on TNA, that's when it popped the ratings, and they had a crazy roster.
Rhea Ripley and
they
Jade
had Kurt
Cargill
Angle, they
in
had
there?
AJ Styles, they had Samoa Joe, they
Sting.
had Rob Van Dam, they had Sting, they had
Steiner.
this crazy Booker T, like they had Christian, they had.
We didn't know what we had, because I didn't watch TNA. But
I actually
back
went
in
to
the
a
day.
TNA show. It was in Brooklyn and Coney Island. It's where the Brooklyn Cyclone play, which is the Mets farm team. So they played on the baseball field and they put the ring there. And before the show, the Dudleys, Kurt Angle, and Jeff Hardy were signing autographs. They had a crazy fucking roster. That's at one point.
There she is.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Looks like she maybe got a reduction there. No. I don't care.
Better than not being pushed.
I don't care. She's a cutie.
All right, so with that out of the way,
Who
killed ECW?
WCW.
WCW.
Well, ECW is finances. WCW, so it's a documentary on Vice. I don't know anybody who has it, so I just download it.
It's free.
Just
You
an
can-
app.
if
Yeah, you
have-
download
an
it, you
app.
sign into your Optimum
really?
or whatever.
I don't have that.
Even if you don't, you can.
You have
can
to have
watch Vice
cable.
for
You
free.
don't like you need cable. to
I've
watch
always
it?
got. You
They
have to
give you like like a trial.
They give you
thing.
like a trial. For it.
trial then.
It's like they'll let you watch like 4.
My buddy
free
takes care of me.
films.
My buddy takes care of me on all the Dark Side of the Ring. I don't miss any of that shit. So I watched
Nice.
all 3 episodes of Who Killed WCW. A lot of it is regurgitated stuff that you know from the past. Some of it is like, okay, you're hearing things for the first time. I like that they have the prominent guys there. They had Bret Hart, they had Goldberg, they had Eric Bischoff,
Everyone
they had
but
Kevin
Hogan.
Nash. They will not have Hulk Hogan on there because they'd be like, they don't.
He had
want to be
Jim
brother.
Hurd on there.
They had Jim Hurd. They had all the big executives for Turner
Vin
Broadcast.
Yeah,
Russo.
what was
at
the other
time.
guy's name? The guy, the bald guy.
From Warner.
From Turner.
Oh, Turner.
He was like the TV guy that Eric would report to. I forget. Harvey Schiller.
Harvey Schiller. Yeah, I mean, so my evaluation of what killed WCW is a culmination of mistakes and fuck-ups. At one point, they ran the WWF down for 83 weeks, where they were just dominant for almost 2 full years, where Nitro just destroyed Raw in the ratings.
And that's not even all the cumulative amount of time that they were doing better than them. That was just one streak, was the 83 weeks. But
Correct.
they had several
Correct.
other weeks where
they would
were,
go back and forth,
Yeah.
But the 83 weeks, it was like they were
it
untouched.
was the streak.
To me, what, and this is, I'm a Bret Hart fan, so obviously I'm going to say this, but this is the truth. They started to steer the ship downhill when they debuted Bret Hart and introduced him as a special guest referee on their biggest pay-per-view of the year. Now, this is Bret Hart in December, a couple of weeks removed from the Montreal Screwjob. Bret Hart was the hottest commodity in pro wrestling. He was the most talked about wrestler in the world post-Montreal Screwjob and Survivor Series, and they fucked up his debut. You introduced this guy. Oh, yeah, by the way, Bret Hart's going to be a referee in a match with Eric Bischoff versus Larry Sabisco that nobody gives a shit about to begin with.
Yeah, who
On
was?
top of that night, which is Starrcade 1997, you had the culmination of a year-long storyline, which was fucking fantastic, where you had the NWO and Sting.
Yep.
And Sting finally, shed his colorful blonde mohawk, and he came out looking like the Crow.
Didn't
He would
speak for a
repel from
year.
the Raptors, didn't talk, would come out with a bat, repelling from the Raptors, and kick the shit out of all the NWO. He was the only one that got a one-up on the NWO. Because
Vigilante.
back in 96, 97, the NWO would beat up all the baby faces, and then they would spray paint them. Sting was the only one that had his way with the NWO. So the hype was there, and finally you're going to get to see Sting versus Hulk Hogan. like these two huge names, and they're going to collide at Starrcade for the championship. And the match was the drizzling shits.
Doesn't work for me, bro.
Well, because Hogan changed the ending.
He changed the ending, but they also referee botched the ending.
Yes,
So
it was
to-
supposed to be a quick count.
Supposed to be a fast count.
And then Bret Hart came out and was like, no.
But it wasn't a fast count. He counted normal.
Right.
Like to the naked eye, it was a normal count.
Yeah.
So then they restarted the match. Sting puts him in the Scorpion, and he rings the bell, and Bret Hart raises Sting's hand and win the title. It was still a pop, but it's like, oh, he won. Like, it just ruined everything.
Right.
So to me, that was the start. That was the catalyst that you started to see the iceberg is coming.
Yeah.
Okay?
Creatively, though.
Creatively, the iceberg is coming. Fast forward now, they're red hot. Like Goldberg just beat Hogan on Nitro for the title. In the Georgia Dome, they had 40,000 people on the show for Monday Nitro. That was another major mistake because you gave away a world championship match between your hottest babyface, Goldberg at the time, who was on a streak, and Hulk Hogan. They just gave it to you for free on Nitro. The problem with WCW is they were a TV promotion and not a promotion to make money.
Right.
Because you could have put Hogan versus Goldberg on the next pay-per-view and built it up for 2 months, and they could have fucking made $1 million fucking show. But they gave it to you for free because they wanted to beat McMahon in the ratings on Nitro. So that was a mistake. Then the next pay-per-view over, you have Halloween Havoc. And the main event is DDP versus Goldberg. DDP, another fan favorite, is going to finally get a title shot at the world title, which he's never had. And they fucked up the pay-per-view so bad. The pay-per-view is 3 hours, so you block 3 hours of a pay-per-view. That's what you pay the pay-per-view distributors for. If you go over 3 minute, they cut the fucking cord. Right before the main event starts, the bell rings, it goes fade to black. So everybody who bought that pay-per-view, Halloween Havoc, didn't get to see the main event.
Oh, that's
So
death.
Because of that, they had to refund people, right? And then they had to broadcast the main event of that pay-per-view on the following night's Nitro, so you can actually see it in its entirety. So they're just making mistake after mistake and fuck up after fuck up. So you can talk about, the AOL merger fucked them up because when AOL came on board, they didn't want them to be raunchy. They didn't want them to be edgy anymore. And at the time now, WWE is full-blown attitude era. Puppies, suck it. Like if you smell what the Rock is, like they're full-blown. And WCW is like, no, we can't have blood.
To the extent that they couldn't even say the word stupid. There was like a lot of things where there was,
so they completely get shackled at this point. So now that's another thing. Like now you're going backwards because you came out with this edgy product, NWO. They're kind of hood. They're kind of gangsters. Hey yo, and now you're like telling them, no,
we're gonna kick their butts.
You can't do it. Like
Can't do it with
it was
kids,
inevitable.
for the kids,
It was
man.
inevitable.
Can't do it, Sally.
Can't do it.
So
But a big part of that was the AOL Time Warner merger because Ted Turner was the driving force behind having wrestling on TNT.
yeah.
And when they did the
the only
Time Warner merger, he was the only reason. And when they did that merger, he didn't have the power that he used to have, and they wanted it off. And that is very much what I think is
that's
really
what worried me about the merger with TKO because it's now it's like are they going to let
that is
Triple
a
H do what he
scary.
wants or are they going to shackle him? Like that was the first thing that popped in my head is it's AOL Time Warner all over again. First thing
to
that
know
popped
what
in
they're
my head.
doing this time around.
Because UFC is the other brand on their market, and UFC is blood and guts in their fucking mature product.
Right.
Did you see that Ric Flair was tweeting out? He like rage tweeted. It's funny because I don't know if you ever saw like anytime Ric Flair types tweets anything, the first letter of every word is always capitalized. Like everything that he does.
Is that really him tweeting it though? I mean, he's like 80.
I mean, he's like ranting, and he was pretty much saying that the 3 people that killed WCW were Jim Herd, because WCW was actually already killed before that. Eric Bischoff, to his credit, did help bring it back to a golden era. You could say he also contributed to the death of his
So who was the 3 that?
So the 3 was Jim Herd, because Jim Herd and Rick, he like fucked over Ric Flair. I think he like pretty much kicked him out of WCW, and that's when Flair went to WWF for a while.
Yeah, he wanted him to cut his hair and make him a gladiator.
Yeah, exactly. And Flair wasn't having it, and he literally they pretty much kicked him out. And he did a stint in WWF, so that was cool.
21 the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Became champion.
Yeah. So he said Jim Herd, Eric Bischoff, and Vince Russo. and I could probably try to pull up the tweet here and throw it on there. But he said, they made the show about them, blah 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 blah, fuck them. And Bischoff has hated Rick for a while.
Yeah.
But what was pretty cool is like a couple of days later, he tweeted out, he's like, you know what? He said, me and Eric Bischoff spoke, and we are totally at peace. He said, maybe I didn't realize that there was a lot of other shit that I never, saw. And in some ways, they were trying their best and, very conciliatory.
The only thing I blame Eric Bischoff for is he let the inmates run the asylum. I think Bischoff was definitely the catalyst that sprung them to become a competitor for the WWE. But Bischoff allowing Hulk Hogan to do the I don't work for me, brother, on every fucking angle, on every fucking match. Right. The fact that they did what they did to Bret Hart, it just showed me that they had no creative mind working there to actually build stars or actually take somebody who is a star and elevate him even more so. Right. Like, you have a star, you're paying him $3 million a year. He's the most, fucking talked about wrestler in the world right now, and you want to make him a special guest referee. To me, when I hear special guest referee, that's usually someone who's like past their prime, over the hill. They're not active wrestling anymore. Like, that wasn't the case with Bret. He was at his prime.
Right.
You could, if the thing is, you could use it as a way to position, like if it was referee Shawn Michaels in a match between this guy and Shawn Michaels in retirement, but then in that match that there's going to be a confrontation, and he gives him the fucking sweet chin music, and then you set up a match afterwards. But in this case, you said it was Larry Zbyszko and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
That was the match? I thought it was like the championship match.
Well, he came out for that match, but the match he was scheduled to be a referee was Bischoff versus
there's
Zbyszko.
nothing you could do with that. It's not like you could build something off of that. Okay,
terrible.
so Bret knocks one of them out, then what?
It's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, that was it's a very good show, though. I think that it shows a lot of the other background stuff that was going on. Again, the palace
I thought
intrigue
Vince Russo
with-
did a lot of good things when he came in, and I might be in the minority here.
He was fighting for Booker T to be a champion. I mean, that's pretty
He
cool.
came in and he's like, no more Hogan, no more Savage, no more Flair. Like, we need to start elevating newer stars. And this is exactly what happened in the WWE in around 99, 2000. They elevated Jericho, Eddie Guerrero. They elevated, Rob Van Dam, and they elevated Chris Benoit. These are all guys who said, fuck it, I'm leaving. No, they're not doing anything with me. I'm never going to get past a mid-card level, and it doesn't matter because I'm still making a guaranteed contract. So whether I work, don't work, they're still going to fucking pay me. So I don't really have to try hard. I don't have to do anything. I just come here, show up, and I get paid. Yeah. So there was never any incentive to push, to do more, to be better, to give you an opportunity. If you're, if you're not one of the guys, you're not one of the guys. It's just the way Bischoff ran the show. He liked big-name stars, and if you weren't a big-name star that came from WWF or one of his pals like DDP, you weren't going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, to the point of the inmates running the asylum too. Like, that was part of.
And then he gave Kevin Nash the
lore.
book. Like, that was a mistake.
He's like, I'll take it over for you. He's like, I
He
should
allowed-
have just
he
told
allowed
him.
one of his biggest stars to be the booker, and then he allowed him to predict the outcomes, not predict the outcomes, do the outcomes on every match. So naturally, Nash is going to beat Goldberg, streak, and take the title.
But I mean, there's
Wouldn't you do
precedent for that, though. I mean, Dusty was the biggest star at a point.
Yeah, but he was already past his prime, baby. Son of a plumber with too sweet to be tower, funky like a monkey. He wasn't in the 80s, baby, talking about the American dream, that's the road.
He was booking when he was on top still.
He wasn't on top. He was just like there, baby.
Like, didn't he? I
was an
remember
attraction
him
on
and
the
Flair had some creative differences when they were feuding. Maybe that was later on.
Even still, like, it's not the same as what Nash did. And I don't know.
Cody's getting destroyed by the
right
bloodline, so RKO is going to come out, I'm sure.
KO.
Unless they're going to debut
Unless
Cesar.
they shouldn't.
Unless they're going to debut the new one.
The newest thing to come from the documentary there was just Bret Hart being like, "Thanks for fucking nothing, you fucking idiot."
Of course.
That was perfect.
He hated his time in WCW because they would fly him first class from Canada to a show, and then they wouldn't even put him on the show.
He got paid a lot, though.
I mean,
he got like the highest paid contract in wrestling.
Think about how much
yeah,
you're
but
losing.
that's not Bret.
It's not everything.
That's
yeah,
not Bret.
no.
Bret wanted to do Bret is about legacy. He's about putting on good matches. He's about working. He's about giving you your money's worth. So, it was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, now I don't like this because they should have just let them kick the shit out of Cody. Like, they almost make them look like jobbers now. Like they make them look weak. That they can just like
He's definitely not. Well, he's not Roman.
Yeah. It's just,
I like to see this. Good, make him beg. Fuck it, that's funny.
No,
They're
but
finally making the heel.
It waters down how.
No, I don't think they're taking the heat off of him.
They're taking
I think
the heat off.
He's needed an ass whooping for a little while, unless he's not.
Somebody else coming out. Oh,
Is
there he
that
is.
it's Jacob Fatu?
There he is.
I called it.
I
Called it.
call the show the.
I fucking called it. This is a live reaction. It's earlier in the episode.
That's good. That's
This must be Cesar. Let's see. I don't know. We gotta be nice if we had the mic. Cody's like, what the fuck? Here it is. You see that, Joe? You thought his heat was. They thought you thought his heat was taken off.
Swerve. That was good. Oof. Samoan drop on the steel steps.
Holy shit!
The bounce off the
Jacob
side there
Fatu.
was terrible.
Look at him. He looks like Umanga.
How many Samoans can you get in one ring?
Samoa many.
Samoa many? I wish I had some Samoa Girl Scout cookies right now.
Oh man!
Oh, it
I
didn't
would
even
destroy
fully
that whole
break.
fucking box.
Oh yeah, he got
he
got
might
trapped
hurt
in arcade.
I mean, I think that's cool. At least they didn't do the same usual thing they always do. This is crazy. All right, well, I guess we know he's going to be on Tamatonga's side. I mean, on Solo Sikoa's side.
Cody, boom. There you go.
Gonna hit him with that as move. Oh no!
Oh my God! Yeah, see, we're all silent. We're
This is good shit, man.
this is.
Good shit.
I'm glad I set the stage a little earlier saying this shit. 'Cause
It's almost like the NWO where they have a new guy come out each week and you don't know and they're starting to build a faction. Like, I always like the start of this. They just need to follow through with, like, some good storytelling and some good matches.
well, the thing is, too, they actually have to look like a fucking
And now Cody
bad
has
motherfucker.
4 guys that he can wrestle. So this is also really good.
Yeah.
4 new
Couple
guys
of
that he
tag
hasn't wrestled.
matches, couple of
Single, he has 4 guys he can go through. Oh, is he going to splash him? If he reaches him from there and he's that big, this is crazy. Shane McMahon's the only one and Logan Paul that could hit this move. So right now he's on the top rope and Cody Rhodes is on the Spanish announce table. So he's going to splash him like Jimmy Snuka off the fucking goddamn top. He's going to reach him. Oh! That was sick.
Good camera angle.
That was
That
sick.
had to hurt.
Man, that was cool.
You could see how that hit his stomach the way the table folded.
I hope they show the replay with the side angle to show him jump the gap because that's a far jump.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, the look of shock and horror on his face.
His facial expressions are the gold. He's the best.
Oh my God, no! And now him and Solo are hugging in the ring. There you go.
Yeah, it's nice. It's all about family.
There's so many of these
Fatu.
fucking guys. They have to have a civil war. God help us all. It's a werewolf on the loose. Wow, we'll see. I guess that's. Sorry for anyone that doesn't see what we're seeing, but we're live reacting to SmackDown right now, and it just ended with the
That's it.
debut
Ooh.
of Jacob Fatu. So,
Awesome.
it's
wait,
back.
no, it's
Yeah,
back.
cut the black, and it's back now. Wow.
So The Rock, Roman Reigns, and the Usos versus them 4. That's going to happen. That's Survivor Series. Calling it now.
Maybe.
All right. Well, what else did we want to talk about tonight?
Well, we didn't finish the WCW rant.
Still?
Well, I mean, you need to watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. They're not done in the season. They only have 3 episodes out. Just to kind of put a bow on that, I somewhat agree with what Ric Flair said. I definitely blame Eric Bischoff. You definitely want to blame the higher upper execs at Time Warner, AOL, for fucking not really putting any effort into WCW. Here's the other problem is they had bad contracts. The contract that they originally had with TNT didn't pay them any money to have the show on TNT. They paid TNT to have
Well,
it
for
air.
Thunder, you're talking about.
Or Nitro. They didn't have fucking just
Well, they were TNT. They were.
yeah.
the
They were.
channel.
They just had put them on and whatever. Like so, they never made anything out of that deal. Usually, when you're in a TV deal, the TV distributors pay you the rights to broadcast your show on their channel. Because they own the same fucking channel and the owner owned WCW, they weren't making anything but being on TBS or TNT. So that also hurt them. They just weren't in the business of making money. They were in the business of popping a rating to beat WWF. That was it.
Yeah, it was like a passion project that
That's it.
didn't have gas
It's the
anymore.
billionaire throwing his money around saying, yeah, we could beat Vince too.
Exactly.
You did for a little bit, and then you sold it to him for fucking peanuts.
Yeah. That's the thing. $3 million.
Definitely worth a watch for sure, and it's still going. There's 3 episodes, and I think it's supposed to be 6-part. So we'll see.
The last thing about wrestling is it's like all over the internet. It's probably just all bullshit, and everyone's just pandering stuff. But they're saying that Tony Khan is in talks with Shane McMahon.
Oh yeah, there's rumors that Conrad Thompson, the podcaster, might have mentioned it, like maybe on a show, because apparently it came from him. But apparently he did speak to them, or at least guys that were there, and asked them about it. But I can't see Shane going and working for a guy that said the shit about his father. You know, when you're calling his dad Harvey Weinstein, even if you fucking have whatever animosity towards your father, I feel like you'd be like, fuck this guy. You know, like you're making it personal.
Yeah.
By saying shit like that. So
It's nothing personal, strictly business.
yeah, hey, I mean it's true. You know, the wrestling business is very forgiving. I always love Shane McMahon. I think he's one of the best. I think he's underrated. He's done some crazy shit. So apart from wrestling, though, there's been some new shit. So you want to talk The Boys, or you want to talk House of the Dragon?
Let's do The Boys,
wanna
because when
give
House of the Dragon comes on, I'll fall asleep.
Well, so that's I'm afraid of Rob.
You know, like the first 2 hours of the show. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Rob's tapping out at that point.
Yeah.
Help.
So I didn't actually watch The Boys yet, but you could.
I
talk
don't watch
about
The
it.
Boys either, so I got nothing to talk about.
Damn.
I mean, it's The Boys. It's The Boys are back. It's you know, Vin, I think you said you watched 1 episode.
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Strong debut.
It's over.
You know, it's like
It's
seemed
more.
like you
It's
were
more
blown
the
away by it.
same.
now that
it's
you know
like-
what to expect.
Yeah,
it's
it's not
that.
the shock value of the gore and the grittiness and just you know, the sexuality or whatever I'll call it. That little like wow factor is gone.
I call it the James Gunn effect.
Elaborate on that.
So I feel like his sense of humor can be a little like gratuitous like that, where it's like so much and so outrageous, where it's like it stops. It's like just because it's outrageous doesn't mean it's therefore funny. You know, like
Get you.
I don't buy that. Like, you know, I could have a dark sense of humor, but like sometimes it's just like when there's so much of it, it's just like cringy. It's not, you know.
That's almost how it
Poignant.
felt. There's a lot of gore. There's like the last episode, Homelander just goes ape shit. And I don't want to spoil anything, but he goes.
I kind of
back
want to see that. It's been a while.
He goes back to the lab where he was created and raised, and he just decimates everybody. But he starts out by bringing them a Fudgy the Whale cake from Carvel. So it's real.
That sounds funny.
it's- I mean, he's phenomenal.
It's been a few years
He's
since the
fucking
last season. I feel
That was a
like.
big loss for fucking Mortal Kombat. They didn't get Anthony Starr to fucking voice him for the video game because they got John Cena and fucking
Yeah.
that wasn't his
J.K.
voice.
It
Simmons.
sounds a hell of a lot like him. I
not
will
him.
say that because I saw all the clips of all the stuff he says.
But
and
his
it sounds
face
like
is
him.
the same. How could they get his like?
They
paid
didn't
for
use
the
his voice.
likeness.
I'm telling you.
They own the likeness.
He tweeted. He said, "No, it's not me." Somebody asked him.
All right,
point, so.
fuck Mortal Kombat. That game sucks.
Yeah, see that video.
But yeah, it definitely a strong opening, a direct continuation of what, you know, I needed the refresh because I did forget a lot of what the hell
We
happened.
actually watched, me and my girlfriend, the last season leading up to this because she hadn't watched the last season. So we're on a boys
refresh.
kick right now. So
Nice, okay.
yeah, we watched
I
all
didn't do
4
that.
episodes already. We love this show. Like we're big on it.
Yeah, I just have to watch this.
It's the best parody out there. You know, it's the best mirror to our reality.
It's a mirror to the parody of society. It's also a parody to like Marvel,
Superhero-
DC.
Right,
you know.
exactly. So it needs it. You need to make fun of that shit. You know?
I like it. I like the show a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I gotta zoom through that. We'll definitely talk more about it.
I did finish Fallout though. I haven't been on the show in a while, but we finished Fallout, and I could tell you that it's this. You know, the year's about halfway over. It's the best show of the year so far.
Agreed.
And I actually beat Fallout
10.
4.
It's a 10.
It actually that show inspired Rob not only to play Fallout, which is a Bethesda game,
right.
but now he's also he fucking violated through that with the mods. Now he's playing Skyrim.
We have to take
Also
down
heavily
that
modded.
Rob hates Skyrim video that we have on.
We
our
need a follow up. Rob
Yeah.
loves Skyrim.
Rob loves Skyrim
now.
now.
How does that
Now.
happen?
What greases
Well,
his gears?
It's
So the show is that
the
good.
heavily modded, you know.
This is how good that
He
TV
doesn't.
show was.
He's so powerful that he just walks up to them. He's just like pop, and they're dead.
It's so
Right.
funny.
So he's flying through the game. Like there's no sense of like needing to struggle and like learn and fight and combat and
Thor
like
doesn't struggle.
sneak and shoot him with the bow and sneak through the whole
Thor
thing
doesn't
over an
struggle
hour.
against mortals.
He just
It's
fucking
invincible.
hammers everybody as he
Thor.
goes through. But if that's what it takes for you to play it, if that's what it takes, you know,
I'm playing it for the story. You know, that's what I'm doing.
And it's good. There's like a lot of funny fucking quests, like ridiculous shit.
It's
that
not like
just
I'm not
happens.
enjoying it. You know, I'm
Rob
flying through
loves
it, but
Bethesda.
I'm still, you know,
Go
trying.
figure.
On the break
Flyboy 1943 said,
3
"Wait,
years
Rob
later.
likes Skyrim now? Yes. And now it greases his
Yeah, but
gears.
now I can kill frost trolls at my leisure, and I find
Yeti.
I find.
Wait till Rob
particular-
downloads the Macho Man Randy Savage fucking mod.
No, I know that's the only mod
Can't
I
on
didn't put on
PlayStation.
there.
The mods on PlayStation, it's a smaller mod marketplace, if you will. There's not as many mods available because the coding is different. So you really need to play on Xbox or on PC to get, you know, a bigger array of mods.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm too far
But-
in now. And I like playing it on my PlayStation because I can play it on the Portal and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was true. That
It's
you
a
said that
beautiful
the other
game.
day.
The
I
music.
even
the
brought the
Portal.
Portal to my brother's house because I had a house sit for him for one day and
200
fucking
bucks.
brought it right
worth
over.
it.
Love the port.
I
Speaking
can poop
of,
while playing PlayStation. It's great.
Xbox and games. How
Yeah.
about that conference.
Great showcase.
Probably
Really
the
good
best showcase Microsoft has done in like 20 years.
They had to bring out the big guns. They had to
Perfect
go
Dark,
lean
dude.
on,
Perfect
I never
Dark,
gave a shit about
Doom,
Perfect Dark. You always
Fable
talk
looked
about that.
amazing.
And Little Joe will always talk about it. But that was
We had a lot
a
of fun
sick
with that
trailer
shit.
for Perfect Dark.
First game with the laptop gun. You had a remote gun that you could throw into the room and it would stick to the wall.
Yes.
Sick.
It was a
like
really cool looking spy game. And then what was the other big one?
Gears of
Metal
War.
Gear,
Fable.
right? Metal Gear Delta they showed.
Metal Gear, yeah.
Fable,
Fable
Doom.
looks good.
What do you think about Metal Gear though? Do you feel like it looks too different?
I love
I heard
it.
there's gonna be 2
You see it?
modes. I heard there's gonna be a more like you'll be able to switch to something
Traditional.
that's a little more traditional. But
Well, they
I'm
just
gonna
came out
definitely
with
play
that.
with that new.
I love it.
Oh yeah, it looks awesome. I can't wait for that. I didn't see the release. They didn't put out the release date, but allegedly it's November.
Gears
Snake
of
Eater is
War
one of the
E-Day,
best video
I'm
games of
so
all time.
hyped for E-Day because that's one of the best Gears timelines.
Definitely.
I never cared for Gears.
You never played it.
It was I played it.
Played it for-
Krill!
Played it for
You gotta
2
run
minutes.
to the fucking spots of light.
God damn it, bird. God damn locust.
I hate the way the characters.
Oh yeah, this is the cold train, baby. It's a motherfucking smooth ride. Shit yeah. Woo! Rob would love Gears, but he won't play it unless, there's a TV show that he'll watch it. Now he'll play it.
You never
True.
know. Maybe.
Yeah, that would have been a good TV show.
There's a couple of good comments here actually.
Gears of War, I would say top 3 of all time best co-op game.
Yeah. Flyboy 1943 says, Rob, he says, is that prick of a wizard still giving you trouble?
I haven't come across him yet, so I haven't. It's funny. I
wizard in
took
the
a
ring.
completely different, I guess, path this time around because a lot of
Well,
the
now you
stuff
can
that I
be
encountered the
direct.
first time around, I'm not encountering this time. Like I didn't immediately join the Thieves Guild like I did last time, and so I didn't do the whole thing with the poisoning the fucking wine and all that shit yet.
That's a sin.
You want to hear a story
now Rob's
actually?
like ADD can't take him like off the path. Now
You should see how many
because he's
fucking
a freight train,
miscellaneous fucking.
you could just
quests.
steamroll.
You got to admit, I helped you out a bit because I've just been watching Rob share play it because I
All
could
right,
live
well, I'll say
vicariously
this.
through him.
So I was suffering horribly from cotton crud. I had a pounding headache. It's 4:00 in the morning, and I was also blitzed on fucking mushrooms and weed.
There we go.
And I'm trying to play the
One of the most hardest puzzle.
Skyrim equivalent to the fucking water temple. Basically, to fight the fucking other dragonborn asshole with the black books and all that shit. Marak, yeah. And I'm fucking navigating all this shit. Pull this fucking chain and activate this fucking
Cubes.
steam
You had to have
pump
the
and
4 cubes,
the
and he
fucking
kept leaving one in
cubes,
the
and
room
you fucking
behind.
wipe your
so you had
ass
to
and
go
this
back
fucking
for it.
shit. And I'm fucking like Zorro in One Piece. I just get fucking.
I was
lost all
trying
the
to
time.
guide him through it.
I'm trying to use the mini map. I'm fucking. I just couldn't think.
Couldn't find that book, and it turned out.
I mean, I got through it. I killed the fucking prick. And
Well, no, so that's what I wanted to mention. Rob is so powerful that
I one-shot Marak.
he would fucking whack him, and then it kept freezing. It kept like he would just go invisible, and
It
you
only
couldn't
happened
complete
once.
the battle.
So I killed Marak so fast it broke the fucking quest.
He's so powerful.
So I had to load back and then
What's the fun in that? Though?
give him a
That's not-
second and then kill him.
That's not playing the game. You're just.
I don't give a fuck. It's my version of it.
He's simulating the story.
It's what he needs.
That's all I want. I
He
wanted
needs
the fucking
training
story.
wheels.
I don't want
But
fucking...
the problem is you're not experiencing
not
all the
even
magic.
training
You
wheels.
you
That's
haven't
like
fast
a-
rode
fucking
on
five. I don't
anybody.
have time to fucking grind
You have
Skyrim.
plenty of time. You've been
all
playing
time.
it. You've been playing for
Fucking
hours.
grinding
You
and
haven't
grinding.
fuss rodad
Wait,
somebody
you're
off a
telling me
fucking
you
mountain.
guys-
You
Yes,
have
I
to do that.
have.
You're
You
telling
saw
me
do it.
you never used the
Nah.
cheat codes in GTA?
I
Not
always
my
beat the
first
game
playthrough.
first.
Never
Yeah.
in the first place.
Always beat the
Ever.
game without
He
any
went
cheats.
right-
To be fair, this is not my fucking first play of fucking Skyrim.
You didn't get far into your
I gave
first
it
one,
two
though.
other shots and fucking hated it. Now I'm playing a version that I can tolerate, and I don't want to hear shit.
He went straight
I'm
to the
happy that
fucking
he's
game
playing it.
genie. Right to the game genie.
Yeah.
That's it.
listen.
I love that shit. I like
Listen.
cheating in video games. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. I used to go on cheatcc.com and
Yeah,
Game
Cheat
Facts
Code Central.
and get the fucking Tips and Tricks magazine and all the fucking
Cheat
shit.
Code Central.
I was always big on cheating in games. I fucking love that shit. It's almost another level of fun to me.
Yeah.
To see how far you can take it and how fucking modded
There's just
you can
no
go
challenge for him whatsoever.
before
but
it breaks.
I'm glad you're playing it though, because it is just for the story and the lore. The lore is really good.
That's what I've been enjoying. You know, it's
And Asa Sill actually asked, he said, I wonder if Rob picks Empire Stormcloak. So Rob and I were discussing this literally before the show because he's like, well, I don't think I'm going to
so. I'm
join
gonna
the
make
Empire.
I'm gonna make an official statement here. Fuck the Stormcloaks.
Don't flick
Because
Stormcloak.
you are not fucking killing the head of fucking Whiterun.
Y'all
because
ball
he's a
gruff.
fucking man.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not having it. He gave me my first fucking home. He gave me Lydia, my first follower. Like, nah. Fuck
He
that.
helped you trap a dragon in his fucking keep.
So what do I owe the other asshole that he fucking survived the chopping block the same time as I did? Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Just another dragonborn that needs to
No,
be taken
he's an
down.
asshole. There could be only one.
It's a good way to segue.
So he's
into
going to
other
join
dragons.
the Empire. Well, hey, while we're talking about dragons,
Maybe when I join the Empire, I'll start wearing the Darth Vader outfit.
that'd be funny. That would be soon. You're like fucking. You're not the Emperor. You're the Emperor's fucking right
I'm
hand
the
man.
fist of the
hitman.
Emperor.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. Speaking of dragons, last thing we were going to talk about. God damn, this thing's killing me.
Oh, there you go. GTA Ballet is back. You get to see it live now. See?
House of the Dragon. Joe, you didn't watch it. You're right.
I didn't know it was on. I thought it was Sunday.
It's a
Do you not know
I guess.
that?
I guess. Yeah, the numbers were down.
Out of the
They
loop.
were down.
Oh.
It's like
I feel like it
2 million
wasn't
off.
really as promoted and hyped.
2
as
million
much,
less.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's due to lack of promotion. They did like a viral thing where they were using like
Empire State
CGI to
Building.
hang
Well, did you see they put a fucking dragon
flags in
on
different locations? Did you see they fucking
They put a
tied
dragon on the
inflatable
Empire
dragon?
State
Yeah,
building? Yeah.
guess not. Guess Joe. I don't know.
Dragons,
Yeah,
help!
it escaped them. Well, I mean,
House of the
pretty big
Dragons.
debut,
Nera, help.
significant moment. Fucked up.
I just really like the young actor they used last time.
Millie Alcock. Yeah.
Yeah, she was cutie.
the
Yeah, but you
story's
still got
strong.
Allison.
Yeah, she's not as good as the other one. Nah,
Allison's pretty.
doesn't do it for me.
But
It's
good
just-
story. Very fucked up. I've been saying that it was gonna start with a Red Wedding-esque type bang. I will say, as somebody that did the books,
I wouldn't call it Red Wedding.
it wasn't red, but that's
Far
the thing.
cry
In the
from
books, it's a lot more gratuitous, the violence.
It's not. Well,
The way that the scene happens, you're all right with me spoiling a little
Go
bit?
for it.
So the last season ended with the one brother with the big ass dragon killing the other half brother or whatever, and ate the dragon.
Yep.
So Damon, the badass guy, he pretty much is helping Rhaenyra get vengeance, and he's saying a son for a son, which is the name of the episode. So that's the whole story, is an eye for an eye, a son for a son. And he hires these two assassins, which in the book, they were known as Blood and Cheese. Blood was like a soldier or a guard, and Cheese was actually a rat catcher. And he knows his way around the castle on the inside. So he pretty much hires them to assassinate one of the sons of Aegon. And where it differed is in the show, they have a boy and a girl in like their cribs. And that's it. It's brother and sister, and they don't really know which one of them is the boy, just looking at them. In the books, there's 2 boys and a girl. And they pretty much, they sneak in, they go into the room, and when she drops off the kids in the room, they fucking like grab them all, put knives to them. It's a lot more fucked up. Just like the dialogue is they make her choose which one of her sons, and she says, "Kill me." And they say, "Nope, we need a son. You know, your mom's not a son." Which I don't even think they did. I don't think she even offered herself. I don't remember in the show if she did. But they say, "Nope, it's got to be a son." And she's like scared, and like I forget what happens, but they're like, "You better fucking pick right now, or he might rape the daughter, and we're gonna kill everybody." So finally, she has to choose one of her sons to be killed, and they don't really know necessarily why she chose the younger son. Maybe because she thought he was like younger and wouldn't understand. The other son was the heir to the throne after Aegon, the second. And so they go to the younger son, and he goes, "You hear that, boy? Your mummy wants you dead." And then they kill the other son and fucking cut his head off. She screams and goes running out.
This is the new episode.
In the new episode, it's a little different. In the new episode, there's a boy and a girl in a crib. They don't know which one. They ask her which one of them is the boy. She points. They don't really believe her. And then they're like, no, she's telling the truth. And then they kill him, but it's kind of like off camera. You hear it.
You hear them like
And
stabbing
you hear
him.
them. It's not even stabbing. They were probably cutting off his head. You hear the sound of the hacking,
Of a baby.
and that's them. It's like a baby and
small
a
boy.
little boy,
This show's fucked up.
and it's not shown though
I wonder when my girlfriend
compared to
will
the
watch
books, where it's a lot more fucked up. Though the books are worse.
That's all right.
I think maybe they didn't want to go that gratuitous. Maybe they were scared to, but the book version was a lot more fucked up. And
All right, that's good
that-
perspective that you have that.
yeah, and the little boy that lives. So the mother goes.
So they killed the girl.
They killed the boy in the show. They kill the
And
boy
the shows
and
and the girl lives.
the girl
Right.
lives.
Did they
Which
kill-
is messed up because that little boy that lives in the book goes on to have his own kind of little mini story where he ends up, one of the Kingsguard tries to like escape the city with him, and the fucking like village people like figure out who he is and they fucking tear him apart limb from limb. So that's a whole subplot that can't happen in the show now
I'm
because
sure they weren't looking to put that on television either.
But that's Game of Thrones. I mean, what the fuck, like they push Bran out of a window. Like
But that's
I
not
know it's
tearing
not.
a child's arms and legs off and you're watching it on camera.
I know, bro.
It's a lot
I know.
different.
I get it. That maybe they just didn't want to go there. But again, that's part of the gruesomeness of the story. And like fucking, I guess shit like that happened probably in medieval England where people were
A
fucking
lot worse
ripped
happened
apart.
than that,
So
So
it's-
worse shit happens every day.
it's just interesting how they changed it a bit. But I do think that they did a good job making it into a show and seem plausible and realistic. It wasn't like this
You
contrived.
also have to realize this is a show meant for entertainment.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to upset you too much. But the fans are, there are fans complaining. I think as somebody that did the books and really enjoyed the books, I was expecting worse and I was expecting a little more, but I didn't dislike it.
But how enjoyable is that for you? Knowing what's gonna happen. Like, is it like?
I love it.
It's why I
love it.
avoided. I have like the book, and I started listening, and I have like the encyclopedia and stuff. So I've read and brushed upon it. But when the show started, I was like, I kind of want to look, but then I was like, no, you know what? It's fun to wait for the show to come out
It's
because
the
I can
same
always
reason I don't read
revisit.
the manga
I
of
can-
One Piece. I
yeah,
don't want to
I could revisit the book later.
I would always
once-
rather
once
the book
show-
version before the
Definitely.
show.
But does
I
it
will-
take away like the enjoyment factor when you see it and it's not what you read?
I think it's because that.
Or if you see it and it's exactly what you thought because you already knew what was happening.
You have
had
to
to
separate
separate the two.
appreciate that you're gonna
It's two
that's
different things.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm more at peace with the Game of Thrones show. I don't know. 'Cause I recognize this is different from what I'm actually enjoying more than anything is the books.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. I like seeing like, I know what's gonna happen, and like I can kind of watch people and like when they figure it out, and help guide people.
It's
and I
almost
love
like
that
having
shit.
a cheat.
The thing about the show too is like, it's a political drama. This is all like ratcheting up of what this war is going to become. So it's like that's the engaging part of the story as well. Like how, and it's almost an accident because Vega, the dragon kills the other son
Which was all about the eye because he lost the eye.
unintentionally. So and now this is that revenge, which is then just going to lead to, this is episode 1 of the show. So the way this is gonna go is all out war. And you know, you watch Game of Thrones for the spectacle too. You're watching it for the White Walkers and the fucking all the hard home moments and the big, you know, I guess at this point,
Speaking of which,
the Dance of the Dragons. But
they did show Winterfell at the start of the
that
episode.
was the coolest part.
I was watching with little Joe, and
That was
we
the best
heard
part
the
of the whole
song,
show.
and we were. I immediately said, "This is." I said, "This is
The
like Jon
music.
Snow's song." This is, and Joe's like, "It's the
Yeah.
Winterfell song." We're like, "They're
Winter
in
is coming.
Winterfell,"
Yeah.
and then and they showed
Cregan
it.
Stark
Cregan Stark ends up becoming a important character
later.
a long time later.
Yeah, later.
But it was cool that they introduced him, and that was sick. It touched upon a lot of the stuff. There was the nostalgia, there was the violence, there was some sex in there, there was some palace intrigue. It hit all the marks of what you want out of Game of Thrones. They even added some more humor into it, and they made the king Aegon II more like of a person. So this job does a good job at bringing more life into the characters that were in these books, because they're always just referred to by their name, but you don't really get their personality. And these actors are putting their own personalities on these characters.
All the books are like historical tellings or from different points of view. You're not getting the first person point of view the way that you were with, let's say, the first Game of Thrones books. In the first Game of Thrones books, you're reading as the character. It's like this character, this chapter, Jon, the next Tyrion, and everything's through their eyes. Whereas in Fire and Blood, it's through the eyes of two characters, one of which who like studied it and one who kind of witnessed some of it, but you're never getting like the actual truth. And then the show is actually showing you technically what's happening truly to these people in the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas those books,
That
don't
is a
reflect
big.
that.
That's a good point. That's a very big difference. Is the story is told, like you said, from two perspectives. Mushroom, who is a court jester, dwarf. He's pretty much Tyrion. In this story, he's Tyrion. He's funny. He's lecherous, but he's a jester. And they'll just say shit around him because he's a fool and they don't care. So he hears everything. And then the other one's like a maester or might have been a priest. I forget. I think it's a maester.
She's fucking
So-
Osmond Kettleby.
And their accounts will differ, and the show tells you what actually happens. Because there are times where you're like, you don't know what happened. Whereas the show showed you, well, Rhaenyra told Kristen Cole, hey, I can't marry you, but you could just be my side piece. And he's like, I don't want to be your whore. And
And
now
ends up
he's
being
just the
Allison's
queen's
in the
whore.
books, that was the mystery. All you know is that they met, and after that, they were like enemies. He hated her, but you didn't know why. Some say that he proposed to her, which he actually did. He was like, let's run away. And she's like, I can't run away, but we could still be together, and just nobody has to know, and it's fine. He's cool with it.
Kristen Cole.
But what's funny
bitch.
about that is Kristen Cole now is fucking Alicent. They had a scene where he's like giving her head,
Yeah.
and it's like you're
Leave her
a
right at the
hypocrite.
end.
You're a whore now. You didn't want to be Rhaenyra's
thing.
whore, but now you're Alison's whore.
You a
What's
hoe.
the difference?
Because he likes the redheads better,
Did you watch it, Rob?
Yeah.
Watched it.
You know what's fucked up too is they had Laris the Clubfoot, and he was like alluding to the fact that he knew that they were fucking around, the foot guy.
Yeah.
So there's some interesting shit going on. It's definitely building intrigue. Definitely excited about it. Yeah, I mean,
I
any
love
other
that show.
thoughts on it?
I don't know what to say other because I can't say anything more than that really happened. That was pretty much the build-up of the episode. It was like,
It's first episode. They're gonna tell the
Recapping.
whole thing, everything.
yeah,
at once.
it's direct. It's like it's within weeks of what happened, or even less.
They give you
probably.
enough
It's
to
within,
wet
like,
the appetite, and they hook, line, sinker for the next week. Find out what happens.
Tip for tat for
They're always
sure.
good for those cliffhanger endings. It's like, I gotta know.
We did have a good question unrelated to this entirely, but they asked it again, and it is a good question. So Brett Alt said, one game I really enjoyed was Far Cry 5. The way it was written was well done. What do you guys think of Far Cry 5? So my
played a
question
lot.
is that the one with the father, or is that the one with
The father.
Gustavo?
No,
I
that's
played.
6.
I didn't play 6. I played 5. I thought 5 was one of the
We
best.
all played 5 together. Remember,
loved
you used
that
to make
shit.
your own levels and shit. You made that whole winter.
Oh
level.
yeah. The map creator was well because they took a Far Cry is one of my favorite video game series since I think 2, where it was like in Africa, and then 3 was the one that was on the island with Voss. 4 I didn't play because they took away multiplayer and like map creator, and then 5 they brought the map creator back and the multiplayer. And the multiplayer was a lot of fun because you
And
could
they
create
took it
these
away again
crazy
for
levels.
6, which doesn't make any sense.
They do that. They take it away, they build it up, and then they bring it back, and it's more robust. But it also always falls short a little bit. But what's cool about
80%
Far
of a
Cry,
game.
you could create GoldenEye levels, like Halo levels. Like the map creator is better than any other game. I used to have this map where like the floor was like breakable wood, and like you could fucking blow up the floor and people would fall to their death. There was so many cool fucking maps. I thought Far Cry 5 was great, and the story with the father and the cult and you know
Platinum that
the
game.
parallels to how these people fucking fall for these like creatures and cults and shit, and it's like
It was always a visually impressive game too.
definitely beautiful.
I
game.
did like Far
Beautiful
Cry
game.
6 a lot, but I don't know if I liked it as much as 5.
Gustavo.
It looked like a good story.
It was a good story. Had a lot of fun with it. Me and Joe fucking killed that game. Like, we were like
That
SEAL
was-
Team Yeah. We
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
that's where we invented
That's where
it.
that started.
We would surgically go in and fucking kill everybody, and that was it.
No alarms, nothing would go
Nothing.
off. It would
Like
just
perfect, flawless execution every fucking time.
Splinter Cell style.
So there's a follow-up question that he said, and if you made Far Cry 5 into a series, what would you add or remove or change about it, and how would you make the story for a series about it? I'm interested to hear what you all have to say. So, I mean, that's tough because you would have to draw it out. Like if you're making it a series with multiple seasons, do you have the father, on top for a very long time? You would have to have, like, they build everything in season 1.
What's this song? What the hell is this song?
Oh, there's so, help me, faith.
Help
Help me, faith.
Oh,
Lead me
God.
from sadness.
Oh my god.
Then there was like, Jacob's gonna set you sinners free. Well, that's the thing is, like, so I remember reading about Far Cry 5. That guy, the creator of the game, the main, like, showrunner or whatever for the game, they studied cults a lot, and they looked at all of the elements that make a cult, and they were saying, drugs. There's always an influence of drugs, and how they, there's
Brainwash.
they brainwash people with drugs. Which in the game they had like that flower that would, the bliss. And then the other big element of it is music. Like Charles Manson, that was like a big thing with his cult building was drugs and music. And they come up with songs and hymns, and everybody's got to learn the words and fucking hive mind.
That would be the thing about the show that would be interesting because it would tie into like today current events because of the building of cults of personality and all that, where they can kind of show the steps of how that happens to people and how you kind of get into those things. The other thing you'd have to do is build up the first person character has to actually be somebody with a little more substance than just you being put in those shoes. So you can stretch
think
out.
he spoke a
stretch
little
out for
bit.
8 episodes. That's about 8 episodes right in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much that they could do. That would be sick. That would be, that's really what it is. Down the line, it's just going to be going back to the well and using shit that's already out there and converting games into shows. That's the trend.
Well, it proves the
If
fact
they're all
that
going
video
to be like fucking Fallout, then I'm all for it, because prior to Fallout, you had Resident Evil, you had Mortal Kombat, Super Mario Brothers, like all these game to film at that and they all sucked.
The Last of Us is, a good
Last
one.
of Us did good, yeah.
That's new though, and it we've been saying it for a long time as like gamers, like people.
Halo, not so
Why
much.
do you play fucking Halo's a
Jesus.
clear example of what not to do. Why do you play video games?
do I see
We
Mr.
grew up
Chief's
as the
Put
first.
on the fucking helmet, man, and keep it on,
Stay true to the lore
and give
Stay
him a
true to the
weapon.
lore.
My
Fucking-
favorite thing
how
is
many
that the
times they're
fucking
gonna-
ad for the show, he doesn't have the helmet on. Like, it's
Give me a
everything.
weapon and a helmet.
every argument that they have
Make it
about not
animated.
being able to show expressions, Mando does it.
Right.
You
There
know,
are ways.
Mando's
You're just
able
not
to. He
creative
just has to
enough.
tilt his head, and it's like
But he's
you know
at
what
least
it
had
means.
2 shows where he hasn't
Fucking
showed his
Chief
face at all.
sullen silence in the moment would be enough to tell you what he was thinking in the game.
I don't even know the actor's name that's playing him. That's just like,
Right.
who cares? We're not
Absolutely.
watching the show for you. Nobody gives a shit about you, dipshit.
Right.
Yeah,
You're just
Guy
a guy
looks
in
like
a
he sells
suit,
patio
and we're here for
furniture.
the suit.
We are here for
All
the
right?
suit.
You're not
man.
fucking
Guy over
Robert
there,
Downey
it's just a guy in a
Jr.
suit.
You're not
No.
Tony Stark. You can't take the fucking helmet off, bud. Sorry. Put it
Keep
back
it
on.
on.
Keep it on.
Keep it on. Sound tough. Sound cool. Then we'll like you.
Give me a weapon.
I don't need to.
I need a weapon.
The first episode was good.
Bomb back.
First episode.
The first
2 was
episode had
pretty
me
good.
going, and then he took
they
the
fucked
helmet
it
off
up.
in enemy territory, which Chief would never do. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah, they fucked it up. From the Dungeonaires, did you like the new Mortal Kombat movie, Joe?
The only thing I didn't like about the Mortal Kombat movie was that
Scorpion's son.
no,
useless idiot.
the makeup character, like the generic make believe character that was thrown in the game in the show in the movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Scorpion's son.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He was terrible. The character was terrible, and didn't need to. exist
Everything
the
else was
entire
awesome.
movie.
Like the first 5 minutes, we have Scorpion and Sub-Zero just fighting it out, and you have the guy who's in the what's his name? He's in Shogun, which is a phenomenal show.
I need to-
except
that's
the
on-
end, except the
Oh,
last
that's
episode.
so good.
It's on the
Last
list.
episode, no good.
The last
sorry.
Engine summer.
Yeah, summer.
It's hard to land the
But
plane.
yeah, the Mortal
Land the
Kombat
plane.
movie started off with a bang, and then you meet this fucking new character that has zero to do with the lore, and it's like, what is this? It's all over again. Like, it's Mila Jovovich all over again. She's not even fucking a Redfield. Shut up. I don't want this. Get out of here.
It's not why I play.
It's not Joe
it's not
Valentine.
Redfield.
Go away.
I remember seeing Resident Evil in theaters. I think it was
Fuck.
2, and it was one of the worst movies that I ever saw.
horrendous.
It,
All of them
It was
suck.
the worst movie I ever saw in a
All of
theater.
them
I
suck.
never saw any of them.
And then there was a Netflix show that
Suck,
was
too.
like for like kids. It was like very like teenagery.
The animated Resident Evil movies are not bad, but
It
Oh,
wasn't bad. The
it was
Silent Hill movie they made or whatever.
trash.
The Cyberpunk. I mean, you watched that. I
Cyberpunk's
started it. I
anime
haven't
was
finished
fantastic.
it. Really good. Really good. Especially if you played the game. It's
That
like
made me
so
consider
fucking,
going back to the game when
Yeah.
I watched that, but then it still
It
wasn't. fixed
pisses
at the
me off
time.
because Halo's such a good story. It has such good characters. It's
There's so many books. There's so
It's
much
got everything.
material.
It's
for
got
it.
You
everything.
mean
Oh
like
my
Star
God.
Wars and Disney?
If they ever do a
Haven't,
Metal
haven't
Gear
watched The
show, and
Acolyte.
I
they
still
fucking
haven't
botch
watched
that,
The
I
Acolyte,
have
and that's telling you
not
something.
hearing great things. So
The
not in a
Acolyte.
rush.
The Acolyte.
Yeah, I let
I've
my
heard
girl
it's-
watch the trailer. She's like, eh.
Yeah, but we're still getting a lot of
So
questions.
the spoiler that
It's
I've
an-
heard is that they literally fucking have like 2 lesbian fucking force witches that use the force to create twins because they wanted kids.
I'm not
So
watching that.
They've
Yeah, you
already
sold me
like
on it.
basically made Anakin Skywalker worthless.
I've heard it's
You can woke the fuck out of here with that.
I heard it's another Kathleen Kennedy special.
Kathleen Kennedy.
of course,
and
once
Dave
again,
Filoni
Dave
is
Filoni's nowhere to be
yeah, his
found.
name-
Got a
The
lot of
Kathleen
South
Kennedy
Park
from the Little
thing.
Bookstore.
I gotta send that to you.
Yeah, you got it. It's the Kathleen Kennedy fucking
Pass.
complex.
Flyboy
She
said,
needs to
"Don't watch
fucking
the
retire.
Acolyte. It sucks." From the Dungeon said, "Rob, don't waste your time. The
All
Acolyte
right.
sucks." So, you know, I don't know. I'd like
yeah, I
to.
don't
Follow.
need to,
I
though.
just
I was waiting for my dad because you
I'll
know
watch Bad
I
Batch.
went away and then I got sick.
There are
and then
things
he
I
got
would watch
sick, so it's
before
like we just haven't had a chance.
I don't need to see
Star
that
Wars
shit.
is like not doing well right now. They.
That's not true.
They had
Everything we watched
Mando.
up to this
They
point
had
was great.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, but then they
this-
had the
just
other
this
two.
was
They
the
had
only-
these 2-3 other shows that are just like, nah.
What the
The Rogue One show. What was it called? I don't even know.
Fucking that one.
Oh, that had a
I
lot of
love
good
Andor.
reviews.
Andor.
Yeah,
I couldn't even finish.
people love
Andor.
that. I don't know. People, yeah,
Well,
I
I
thought
love
yeah
Andor.
or
I
somebody.
couldn't
What
even. I
people?
couldn't even.
I like
finish it.
Andor. Fuck you.
I
Fuck
ditched Andor. in
Rogue One was
episode
the worst
6.
movie out of
Rogue
all.
One
of them, so.
sucked.
Rogue One was great.
I didn't like
It's
Rogue
terrible.
One.
I enjoyed Rogue One.
Didn't
Wait,
like
wait,
Rogue-
wait, wait, wait. I was crucified when I said Rogue One was fucking awful.
Not for me.
Not for me either.
I'm
I'm
pretty
the one
sure
that
you strung
complained.
me up
I've
on
always
I'm the
told them
one
you
that
were
nailing the
complained
fucking
that the
nails
fucking
into-
end of that movie makes no fucking sense.
Doesn't.
Because how the fuck
Even though it's
does
cool.
Princess Leia say I wasn't fucking there when he literally sees the Tantive 4 fly away? Several transmissions were beamed to the ship by rebel spies. I want to know what happened to the plans they sent you. They fucking hand-delivered a fucking ship to a door, you fucking idiots.
Commander, tear
Why?
the ship apart until you find those plans. It's like,
It was
have
cool
the-
to see
And bring me
Vader,
the
though.
passengers. I want them alive.
want them alive. I love when Rob gets fired up when you talk about Star Wars. We just do Star
get
Wars.
mad.
Yeah,
he
we gotta
sits-
go back to
Just
Star
sat
Wars.
quiet
I mean,
for
it'll be like
a
the rest
fucking
of-
hour, and then he just explodes.
No, yeah,
when-
everybody wanted to see Darth Vader light up fucking rebels in a hallway. They could have done that without fucking up the con.
Hey,
the
we got to
continuity.
see that in Obi-Wan. We got to see.
I liked Obi-Wan.
That was good.
Obi-Wan
I
was
liked
awesome
Obi-Wan
when
a
he
lot.
was killing the villagers
There
to
was
draw
some shit
out
that didn't
Obi-Wan.
make fucking sense. Like, how the fuck did the Sith lady get to the other end of the fucking tunnel that they were smuggling Leia out of?
Reva was the
How
worst
did
part
she,
of
How
it.
did
not-
she outrun 3 adults in a
I'm not
fucking
gonna
jungle?
bury Star Wars. You know, I think they get a little.
Yeah, but they
happy
go
about-
hot cold. So they went cold with those sequel movies,
Anything
and Mando
Dave
came out.
Filoni's doing
Only a
is fine
Sith
by
deals in
me.
absolutes.
If Dave Filoni's name is on it, I'm watching.
Oh, he's
it.
not on the Acolyte.
Right. So that's the point. To me, there's more good than bad. I fucking
Whack-A-Lite.
love Mando. I would say Boba Fett wasn't really, didn't like that.
Didn't like Boba Fett.
Not all that much,
I didn't hate
Was
it.
it-
I love
necessary.
Boba Fett. I thought it was
It was-
awesome.
it was
All right.
okay.
Love
I'm glad
Boba
people
Fett.
like it. I'm not.
I liked
There's a
Boba.
lot of good stuff.
I wouldn't
in
say
that.
I thought he looked
Things
fucking
about Obi-Wan I
stupid.
hate.
Was it necessary? Yes, because they're building more than just bringing out Boba Fett, and fucking wheeling
It's
him
another
out.
show that you don't need to take his fucking helmet off.
They
He
brought-
looked like a ball sack the whole fucking show.
Well,
Yeah, he's,
like I said,
but
I went to.
I like that. I like that. He's,
But Boba Fett never took his fucking helmet off.
he also
throughout the
never was
entire
fucking
original
devoured in the
series.
Sarlacc
And
pit
all of
for
a
fucking
sudden, now all of a
generations.
sudden, you'd think he'd want to wear the helmet more. He probably can't breathe well. He's on fucking Tatooine.
Well, he's always in the
And
back
his face
tank.
looks like Wade Wilson. Why the fuck wouldn't he want to wear a helmet?
Well, he's fucking sat in the sun. Fucking got boiled with those.
Ball
It's
sack
like-
Takamura
This,
over here.
this
Get
shit's
the
like
fuck outta
different
here.
sects of the church in interpreting the Bible. Everyone
fucking
has
helmets
their
on.
like
Thanks, Martin Luther.
very Everyone's
Thank
like, well, actually, they think that George Lucas.
It's like
had
riding
this
a bike.
grand
You got to
plan.
keep your helmet on, bud.
The biggest thing that killed Star Wars was when Marshall Lucas divorced fucking George Lucas, because then he didn't have the voice of reason to tell him this shit don't make fucking sense. He had a bunch of fucking yes men around him when he
Nothing.
made the
You know
prequel.
why
They should do
nothing
the next
killed?
episode.
fucking
Who
sense.
killed Star Wars?
You know why nothing killed Star Wars?
funny.
Because there's being at
Ryan Johnson and Kathleen
being at
Kennedy
Galaxy's
personally
Edge,
are responsible
you
for the death
see,
of Star Wars.
there's a whole generation of
And
kids
George Lucas.
that they still look at
Sold
it and
it.
are like, wow.
Gave up.
You know what I mean? Like they still look
How
at
old
it
George
and think
Lucas?
it's
I gave it up.
that level of
How do you sell Star
escape-
Wars? Like, how do you sell Star Wars?
Escapism.
Yeah.
When I
think
heard that
Star
first
Wars
time,
sells itself.
how do you sell Star
You know what I
Wars?
don't like that George Lucas fucking does?
How would you
he
sell
could have
it?
made the fucking movies that he wanted to make because
How
he
would you
had
sell it?
a fucking production studio. But now he sells it and gets to sit back and be like, "Oh, you didn't do it right, or you didn't do what I said."
Maybe
to do.
George Lucas
What-
has like
what is that? That
videos
doesn't
of
make
him shitting on women. That's why he sold it. I don't know.
Jesus. That
I
doesn't
wrong?
make any sense to me. Why you would bitch about whatever they made after you sold it when you had the ability to make the movies. If you wanted another trilogy, should have fucking made it.
I
We would've
remember
watched
It's like
the day
putting a
that-
kid up for adoption and then being mad how they got raised.
Right.
I
You know, it
remember
doesn't make
the
sense.
day I
don't
read
know.
that.
That's cheap.
I just remember a sudden like faint of sadness when I first read that. He sold Star Wars to Disney.
It's like Vince McMahon selling fucking WWE.
It's bigger than
I
that.
mean, he's old though. That's where I was
He
like,
wasn't making anything. What was coming
wasn't-
out in
yeah.
the era from
I was
the
okay
last
with it because I'm like,
trilogy
maybe this will bring
till-
life into it because
I
it
don't
was already
understand.
stood on its own and that was it, and that could have been it. And it would have stood
That's
on its
dead.
own. But
That's dead.
yeah,
Now you could go to a place and see and feel Star Wars in
There's-
person.
I get it.
there's good content. They're not fumbling it, just because that one show
But
sucked.
that-
Everything
Dave
else has been
Filoni,
Well, that's
good.
the thing
every
about
time-
Disney.
What do you mean they're not fumbling it? They fumbled it and picked it up and fumbled
Now-
it again.
well, now
This
there's
is just
one
a random
now
show.
there's
Like
just-
I feel like
I'm
it does.
talking about in general. You wasted fucking 4 years on these sequel movies and they fucking suck.
Talking about in the last 5 years. In the
You're
last
only
5
talking
years.
about the Mandalorian show.
Yeah, but the last 5
Mandalorian,
years literally
Ahsoka,
existed.
Thrawn is in
I
there.
didn't like Ahsoka. I thought Ahsoka was mid
I
at best.
didn't love it, but I love what they did with Thrawn. I love that Thrawn is now
was
in
mid.
there. They're building something.
Rebels,
They're in the
Bad
building
Batch,
stage.
You
all
can't
that stuff is
appreciate
great. Yeah.
how good Ahsoka was because you don't have a lot of the backstory.
Can't
Yep.
do it.
You don't have a lot of the backstory.
Flyboy said, "I want old school Star Wars with the fighters, Star Destroyers, Stormtroopers, and space
Well,
battles."
what I was saying to Vin, because Vin just got to do the Star Wars experience with his girlfriend for her birthday, and I was saying, like, it's a real fucking shame that they came out with those fucking movies, because could you imagine if you went to the Disney parks and it's the fucking Death Star escape, and it's Luke, Leia, and Han, and not these fucking forced characters, and it's
Yeah.
like,
How do you get
Have an
yeah, but
area
how the fuck
specifically
do you
for
do
that.
that? How do you do that?
they have trillions of dollars. They
They're
can fucking
old-
make
they're
another part of the
old.
park.
They're old. I'm saying the
It's
characters.
not them. They're not going to be in it. They're all fucking actors.
The
They don't
girl
have
playing-
fucking
It's based
Daisy
on-
Ridley
it's
dancing
what-
around
but
Disney
it's
parks.
it's what it's based on, though. If you're gonna say like we'll have the escape from the Death Star, you're gonna have to
They can
talk
easily
about
have
Han
Darth
Solo,
Vader
you're gonna have to
anywhere.
talk about Luke.
You
You're
can
gonna have
put
to find a way to
anybody
bring
in
them
that
back.
suit.
I think that's
Nobody
probably
nobody wants anyone else to play Luke except Mark Hamill.
probably
So
why
I
I
would
like
love.
the-
I would
Everyone's-
love for them to make a
everyone's-
separate park
everyone
for
needs
the
to let
original
go a little
trilogy,
bit.
and then
Let go
compare
a
the
little bit.
profits
A
on
little bit.
between that and the old one. And you tell me which one makes more fucking money.
the old.
They're going to use AI to enhance Star Wars to a newer level that it looks like a new movie and it looks fresh, and then they're going to re-release it, and then maybe it'll have
Please
like
don't
a
do that.
resurgence. Hey, George has already re-released Star Wars like a
Like
dozen
7
times.
and every
So
time it
there's
got
total
worse,
precedent.
so-
If it was up to George, he probably would have
No.
done it.
Done it again
Doing it
already.
right now.
He would have
Uh,
done it
Greedo
again
shot
He would
already.
have been doing it right now.
Yeah,
So.
Greedo shot first. Darth Vader yells no.
There-
Now
you know what?
fucking
Here's my
Hayden
here's my
Christensen is in
problem.
Return of the Jedi, even though he wasn't. He was a fucking baby when
George
it came
was
out.
fumbling Star Wars as far as the
I
fandom
said
was
his.
concerned.
I said George is to
and
blame.
then,
He's
and
top
then,
3.
You know what I mean? Like,
is.
and then
Who
everyone
killed Star
said-
Wars?
I
We got to
just-
make this a show.
Well, that's
do
the
that.
top 3.
Let's-
It's fucking.
let's-
You don't want to say George Lucas,
Kathleen
Kathleen
Kennedy,
Kennedy,
Ryan
and Ryan Johnson.
I
Those
say
are the-
Kathleen Kennedy.
It's the holy trinity of fuck you. What the fuck are you doing?
What is that?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, that's not
Whose
me,
is
dude.
that? Alexa, stop.
What the fuck?
Fucking
Alexa
Alexa
started playing. They're like, "Stop, Kathleen Kennedy, stop him."
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that?
see?
Is that like a Paula
It's because
Abdul
it was.
song?
It
What
was because
that?
it was a fucking Grogu.
What
See?
are you listening to on your?
Grogu
when
doesn't
we're
like
not
that
here?
we're talking about his
What do you
sugar
know that
mama.
was Grogu?
What
Oh
kind of
my
music
god!
are you
Rob's
see?
Alexa started playing some music.
Yeah, it was
like
weird.
fucking
I'm like,
going on?
what the fuck
90s.
is
I
that?
thought it was
I thought that was Paula
I
Abdul.
was having a stroke. I was
We
like,
do have a lot of good comments
It was
here.
the club music from fucking Ace of Base from
Who killed Star Wars?
just like with
Magneto's dancing.
clip it.
just like with Game of Thrones, just like it's a great universe to be in. There's just something about it. I don't know. Regardless, even if the storytelling on these specific little stories suck, the grand
I want to
universe
hear
of it all.
your. I want to hear your trip. I want to hear your experience because I want to hear whether you liked the things that I did or you didn't like the things I did. Did you go to the cantina? Did you have drinks?
I didn't have any like alcohol. I had the
Blue milk was terrible.
I
Made her
didn't
sick.
even want to try that. You know what was the real home run? They have a fucking cold brew coffee. So it's like a cold
I don't
brew.
drink coffee.
Oh, dude, it's great because
Sad.
it's literally cold brew with like a sweet creamer.
You didn't
layer.
go have tequila in the cantina? Why
I did
not?
I didn't.
Why?
I was, with my girlfriend and her younger brother. We were just
You can get him milk.
we were fucking like beelining it around the park. We got on everything in the park. Everything. The only
Yeah.
thing I didn't see was the Indiana Jones show.
Went to the Toy Story land.
We got on the Slinky Dog fucking ride. The Toy Story Mania game was a lot of fun because you're shooting the cannons. I don't know if you did that, but
No.
yeah, you're in a car that's going through past.
Oh,
different
I did that. You're like
screens.
Buzz Lightyear or something, right?
Yeah, no, you're just like in a shooting gallery.
Yeah, I got the high score in that. You get like a
Nice.
score and you can.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
compete
you're
with other
competing
people.
against the people.
I was
in the-
fucking all that up.
So it was fun. That was unexpectedly fun. I would say everything about it. I always go in with like, a lot of walking, blah blah blah. Exceeds expectation every single time. When we walked into Galaxy's Edge, that ambiance, that music, and how you're just off in a different part of the park, not really seeing anything else. You got that vibe, like, wow, I'm really somewhere different.
I
you
wasn't
know?
seeing the Falcon for the first time.
It was awesome. It's something to see in person, just like right in your face. If you grew up with this shit and it's right there, full scale.
What characters did you meet?
Chewie was out.
You didn't go to any other character meets?
I,
Darth Vader or
I feel like it was so fucking hot. I don't even know if they brought a lot of them out. I think
That's
at
why
a
I'd never
certain
be able to
point-
dress up and go there because, like, number one, the Han Solo boots suck to walk in.
You
And
would
number
you would
two-
just get a locker and like bring it out and then change. But
The fucking costume is also hot as balls.
it was a fucking cool time. Every time I go, I'm like, damn, this is amazing. They spare no expense. You pay for what you get. You pay for what you get. But I think for
food?
the
What did you
money-
have?
Where did we stop at?
Docking Bay 5? 94.
No, it's 94.
Well,
Go
Docking Bay 5 is in the Galaxy's Edge.
I didn't go for their food. I
Didn't
go
get any
for the
food?
food or drinks. Not at Galaxy's Edge. No.
Oh.
There was nothing on the menu. I was like, oh, nice. I went to the Toy Story thing. I brought like a lot of snacks and water. I'm all about getting on the rides. We were there from like 12:30. We didn't do the rope drop, so we weren't there for 12 hours. It was like we were there for like 8, and we really crammed like I said, I did the Lightning Pass or whatever the hell they call it, Genie Plus. So I was able to squeeze like 3 extra rides because we had the reservations. So, and the wait times were very, very short compared to what the hell they became like the next day. And
Yeah, we
now
went
this
on a
week.
busy day. Our wait times were like 2 hours for everything.
Oh, yeah, see, that would fucking piss me
3
off to no
hours.
end.
We sat on a while to get on the Millennium Falcon ride. Like, we were on that fucking line for an hour before we got to.
That was when I did the Genie Plus 4. And then it was funny because when we walked off of it, literally, I looked and it was a 20-minute queue to get back on it. But I was like, no, let's go to the next. I forgot what the hell we did after that. They even had a new ride. They had the Mickey Mouse little ride. It's like actually in the Chinese theater.
Oh, we didn't. That wasn't open when we were there.
Wasn't there yet. They still got the Hollywood, the Tower of Terror.
Tower of Power, too sweet to be sung.
I did not. I was not going to buy a lightsaber there, though. No way.
Not
for
a
that
droid?
money.
You didn't
How
get
much
It's like
would it have been?
$200.
Oh, they want. Yeah, I forgot.
I mean,
think
for a
$200.
lightsaber, I feel like that's not that much.
Yeah,
think
but
like
lightsaber.
the
Verona
stuff
was
you're
like
getting, you're not
$250.
getting
But it's a
great
plastic,
lightsaber.
shitty fucking
You
kitty.
can't fight
They
with
don't.
it.
You, when you go and craft one of your own, that's not like a high quality, like
It's not like
fucking
these.
robust.
No, it's not like
It's like
I
a
that.
thought they
Toys
were
R Us
supposed to be like
fucking-
beefy.
You can buy the legit, like authentic. I have a video in that store in that spot where they have everything in the case.
The Kyber crystals.
They have
and all that shit.
Ahsoka. Yeah, they have a lot of good shit. They have the melted Darth Vader helmet. They got the fucking Yoda statue that I sent you. I tried to FaceTime Rob when I was online for the Rise of the Resistance. I thought Rise of the Resistance was the most impressive ride because of not just the ride itself, but how they take you through the 3 levels of like immersion. You're on the line and you're in the Rebel base. But then they take you on the transport. When they take you on the transport, you go through a little sequence with, I think it's Admiral Akbar. And and then you end up getting captured, and the dude boards your, the shuttle and says, come with me, fucking rebel scum, or whatever the hell he said. And you walk into that room, that big warehouse room with the stormtroopers
We're
all
gonna take
lined
Rob
up.
before he dies.
I said he could go, bro. You're in Florida. You know how many people I see who are pretty fucking big, and these rides aren't all roller
They might
coasters.
try to
That's
keep
the
me
other
on
thing.
Tatooine and
They're
say,
just
"Oh, Jabba
cars. They're
returned."
little carts with fucking lap fucking. They just. You're not gonna go flying out of these fucking things.
Stupid
I
fucking
didn't
guy.
even hear what he said.
It's a stupid fucking
I
ass.
said they're going to try to make me stay in Tatooine. They're going to say, "Oh, Jabba came back."
Oh Jesus Christ!
Imagine you got a job doing that. That'd be interesting.
I'll go there
I
dressed
play
like
Jabba the
Jabba.
Hutt at Disney.
I said
I'll
he
bring
has to
Mandy
see
dressed
this.
like
I
Slave
said-
Leia. It'll be good.
I turned to Sam and I go, Rob, if Rob was here, he would just be.
doing all the voices.
He'd be killing
doing
it. Yeah,
Boss
he'd be
Nass.
throwing everyone out. Yeah,
You
it
could
would
be
just
Boss Nass at Disney.
enhancing.
You, sir, not thinking you, sir, better than we, sir. Me, sir, like this. Maybe we, sir, being friends.
Still good every time he does it.
It's a home run. They should. You're right though. They should do. If they ever do an expansion, they should do.
He's
more
to
classic
be
shit.
punished. You shall go to the planet core. Now go.
Give us what we really want, which is some Palpatine.
Good. I
Yeah, you know-
can feel the hate flowing through you.
Give us the you have paid.
You have paid the price for your lack of vision.
I'm afraid.
I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive. He says it all concerned, and he's like,
A little smile, yeah. Well, that was the best part where he's like, "I'm afraid in your anger,
"You killed
you
her."
killed her," and he's no.
That's impossible. I hate that shit.
But you hate the no. But while he's doing that, you see Palpatine with the little shit smile on his face. I
No.
love that. No.
Making him sound like Kermit the Frog.
What is that?
Rest in peace, Donald Sutherland.
No, he's yelled, Bert.
Bert. Hey, Bert.
Oh, that was funny. Fucking Sesame Street.
R.I.P. Donald Sutherland.
Yeah,
Donald Sutherland. And also, I want to wish a
generation.
speedy recovery to my good friend Greg Hildebrandt, one of the 2 brothers that created the original Star Wars poster, which is my favorite Star Wars poster of all time. He was suffering for a couple of weeks with pneumonia, and he's currently ventilated in hospital, trying to fight trying to breathe and stuff. So prayers up for Greg Hildebrandt. And actually, which is crazy, I should have put it on the show. Fucking idiot. My brother told me about a Facebook Marketplace listing of that vintage Star Wars poster, but when they re-released it for A New Hope, and it's signed by both brothers. And his brother had passed away years ago. So what my plan was to bring it with me to Garden State Comic Fest and see if it's real. But unfortunately, Greg will not be there. And also Tony Todd. Tony Todd was supposed to be there, Candyman, but he's also
Candyman
ill right now, so he had to cancel as well. So speedy recovery. But mentioning that, I will be at the Men in Sports Arena tomorrow and the next day for Garden State Comic Fest. Real Life Lois may be meeting up with me on Sunday because she's actually going out to Philly and meet up with some friends. So on Sunday, she might meet up with me at the con and do some Griffin stuff, and it should be a good time. After that, I have to drive out again to shoot some more scenes for the Crow fan film, Days of Sodom, so that should be cool.
How do we watch that?
It's not out yet. I don't know what's going to happen. There may be like an Indiegogo or something where you can back the campaign and then like get a DVD or some shit like that. I'm not involved with any of that kind of stuff. I'm just in the movie. But I'm sure there'll be more information.
I love the original Crow movie. Love it.
And this one's more faithful to that as opposed to the shit that the studio.
What a horrible tragedy, Brandon Lee.
That's
That
terrible.
family.
But yeah, that's the
sucks.
next con. Oh, and then on the 30th, I'm actually going up to White Plains for Undiscovered Realm Con. And what's fun about that, why I'm looking forward to that, Kevin Clash is going to be there. Kevin Clash is not only the voice of Elmo, but Baby Sinclair from Dinosaurs.
Not
and
the
that
mama.
was one of my
Not the
favorites
mama.
as a kid.
Me too.
I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby.
Actually, Selig Rivik actually said, but you did get to hang out with Ricky Berwick, so he mentioned that before.
I
but
did,
that
yeah.
was fun.
Yeah, Ricky Berwick was really cool.
That made
We
him
got to
laugh.
plan a Fortnite stream together. He hit me up like really late a couple of nights ago. Actually, no, it was last night. But I had to go to the gym with CJ. But he wanted to play Fortnite. I'm like,
Fuck
Yeah.
the Fortnite.
If I may plug, tomorrow will be just another day in the life of the GTA Valet, because I intend to try to get a stream in tomorrow. So if you got nothing else to do on a Saturday, you can watch me
Torture people.
offer great customer service at the Diamond Casino and Resort. Here comes another one. And then you can definitely hope to hear me coughing and laughing, as always. So it's always a good time. I will show you
Everyone
all
loves
my
it.
horrible secrets.
Keeping
would
the
show more
channel
than-
alive is the only thing right now.
Definitely.
What's that?
I said you're the only one keeping us alive. You're our only hope.
Trying.
Help.
Keeping us
I wish they would
alive.
show us to more than
The
10,000
the
people.
coughing is us on a respirator.
that's it.
That's
That's when
what
we'll
the
make
coughing is.
Rev. When you're on a respirator.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to make like another stream night. Maybe I'll show off my heavily modded Skyrim game.
That'd be
People,
funny.
people will
It's a good
probably laugh at
follow-up.
how easy it is, and
Oh yeah.
but I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun.
Hey, you know what?
Dragon
I
shout,
enjoy
yeah.
watching it, and people will like want to give you advice and stuff. You know, it's like it's a fun game to watch for sure.
My only problem with those kind of games is like I'll be quiet and I'll like play the game and listen to what they're saying, and like that's not great for streaming because people want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's,
Strike a balance.
yeah.
Who
It's
are
tough.
you?
Well, I mean,
Cave, remember your failure at the cave.
That's why you do little like intermission, like you play and then you do an intermission and kind of catch
Take
up.
a sip of
and you
water,
play.
read a comment.
If I played Skyrim, you'd see 7-hour streams. You know, it
I
would
mean,
be
there's
easy to
always
fucking
something
kill
going
that.
on though. At
Play for
least
30
Fortnite, I feel like I'm doing penance for 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah.
I do it because I gotta, but it's not my favorite game.
Oh, look
Sure.
at that. Ace still says, I recommend him as your 5-star service. That's right, concierge service here at the Diamond Casino and Resort. That is tough to stream because there's a lot of fucking waiting at a podium. Like, I'm literally
Yeah.
setting all these traps and
fly
waiting
trap.
like a
We'll
spider.
never see Chris again when GTA 6 comes out.
Oh, when GTA 6 comes out, I'm fucking taking a sabbatical. I'm fucking
Yeah, I need like
off for like 3 weeks.
At least a week.
It's a,
Diving head, but the thing is too, I want to make sure because it's probably not going to launch with online. So when GTA 6 online comes out, that's when I'm
do
really.
you think it's going to be a separate online, or do you think they're just going to build on what they have already?
I hope they build on what they have already. That they make it so that it's not easy for everybody that's been playing and raking in all the dough to just overpower everybody else. But you figure out a way to make it balanced, where like you got to pay a heavy fee to move these cars to the new city or whatever it may be. You got to pay like.
Oh,
to
fuck
set
that. I
up
want my
shop.
yacht and all that shit. I fucking spent
You
all that
could, but
money
you know
on
what?
it.
You got to pay like you got to pay $100,000, and it's gonna take 3 days. Something like that. Something that like made it like feel real, like and not too easy for the people who have millions and millions of dollars like us. You know, where these new players are just going to get like smothered out. Like it should be fair. I want it to still feel like a new game where you have to try to like rebuild your empire a bit, but you shouldn't lose everything.
I just
that
hope
you
they don't
spent
make it
years
some
getting.
horse shit where you got to fucking pay for their subscription in order to make it all compatible.
They'll never make it like that. I mean, I do the GTA Plus.
I canceled it. $6 a month for a game I don't fucking play that often. That makes sense.
It's but even if you log in and just claim the free reward, it's
I
kinda
got
worth
plenty
it.
of free money over the time that I had it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to do. I have everything, so the free shit that they give doesn't benefit me because I have
everything that I cared to have. Do I have every fucking vehicle? No.
You do
but
get
I
a
don't
free
need
car every
everything.
time. Well, not free. You're paying the $6, but you do get a car every time, and it's usually a good car.
I would want, in a dream, which this isn't what's going to happen, but I would want to be able to go back and forth, but
Yeah.
between the two cities, but that's not going to be possible because I highly doubt they would spend the resources to up-res or rebuild.
No
San
way that's happening.
Andreas.
No way that's happening.
They're not going to do that. You know, they're not
You're
going
going
to
to pay
that
for
time
all new stuff. You're going to start scratch
from
the
zero.
It's very
You
possible.
know what would be interesting?
It's very possible. But why
What if
have
they?
us still
What
do
if
shit?
they did a
New shark
What if
cards.
they did a system like the game, where if you hold down, you switch between the characters, and you have different characters in different cities.
And they would have to build
would
the
have to
city
just
and then mod it and emulate the entire.
They would have
GTA
been
5.
had to have been building that now, like as we speak, been
I'm just-
recreating
Maybe they have
assets. That
I'm
would
just
be,
excited to finally see a next gen game.
Will you be buying a pro system to play this game? Because that's looking pretty likely.
Xbox hasn't announced anything on that yet.
They already said they got the
coming out next year? I don't think
They
they're gonna
said
have
it
a new
twice.
system
I
out
guess
by next year.
if I could sell my current system towards the new one and it's not going to break the bank, probably. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't I? We're gamers.
To play,
we're going to do
to
it.
play
We're,
6. Yeah,
we're fucking
Didn't get our
the
money out of
fix.
the
We're
five.
going to do it. We're all doing
you
it.
can look
Shut
at
up.
it. You'd be like, oh, it's
You're all
nice.
pre-ordering
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You're
it's
already
nice.
getting it.
You're gonna
It's
have
fine.
to get it, but we didn't get our money's
I'm
worth.
happy.
If you
I'm happy
want-
about the Metroid 4 announcement on Nintendo
Well,
Direct.
hold
because
on.
Now I have justification for spending all that money on Switch, which I barely
True.
touched it.
I'm surprised it fucking even looks that good though.
Oh man, I love Metroid Prime
Shocked.
1 on GameCube is still number 1 on my list of all time. Best game ever made. I'll fight you right now.
Help!
Can't argue with it.
Want to go?
It's not my favorite.
You didn't play it.
I did play it.
You beat it.
I played it on GameCube and beat
Scanned
it.
everything. Got everything. 100%.
I fucking beat the game. I don't know if I 100%ed it, but I fucking beat the game.
I didn't like it.
With
And,
mods.
and then they came out with the remake on the Switch, and I wasn't enjoying it.
All right, I gotta go.
Help!
Take us
I got
home,
bored.
Yoko.
But like I said, Garden State Comic Fest this weekend. If you live in the Jersey area, I'll be over there. You can meet me.
Well, here's the real question:
Joyce.
Are you gonna go to Pandora's Box after this?
Possibly.
Are you gonna
Talk
go?
ab-
Are you
talk
gonna go
about-
get a little Wawa?
Perhaps.
Definitely. I went to Wawa.
I
went
did
to
too.
Wawa
We
in
were in
Orlando.
Jersey
The
last
fucking
weekend.
Pope
I saw it, I
Catholic.
was
Get the
like,
fuck out of
Is
here.
Jersey
Wawa in
this
Florida?
weekend. Yeah.
Glorified 7-Eleven.
Why doesn't Long Island
The
have
sandwiches are fucking bomb though.
It's not
I
a
get
glorified
I get that
7-Eleven.
Glorified
breaded chicken
7-Eleven.
strip
He's out of
sandwich
his mind.
with the
Peel
fucking
off
barbecue
the
sauce and the
rose-colored
cheddar
lettuce.
cheese
Peppers.
and the applewood smoked bacon and the pickles, and it's fucking
American
Get fucking
Burgers, the
food
Hacksaw
poisoning.
Jim Duggan,
Everything.
right, Chris?
All
we
American
gotta go to
burgers,
All
that,
American.
so- yes, yeah.
Is it
yeah, Chris
open?
hates it. Let's go. We
Where
gotta
else
go.
could you get a
No,
$3
it's
burger
summertime.
these
It's
days?
summertime. It's the
What's that?
Where else can you go to get a good, decent? It's not the
Fucking-
best.
you can get
burger
the
ever.
same burger at McDonald's. I would rather buy a
would
fucking
bet-
grill.
Yes, I would
Yes.
bet it's
It
better.
is a McDonald's burger.
It's not.
It's not better.
It's
They're
closer
just
to a
selling you.
fucking
McDonald's
White
doesn't
Castle
even cook
burger,
the
if anything.
burger. The burger's already done. They warm it up in a microwave.
I'd rather
What
that
are
than
you-
an all-American burger.
It's
Give me a
$3
Big
though.
Mac.
There's no burger.
Yeah,
at
that's always the
McDonald's
next
that's
argument. Oh, but the price is cheap. No,
think
fuck
the
that.
price-
That doesn't work.
food's fantastic.
It's old school.
not
They
that
even
good.
have good connections. That's the only fucking
Oily,
reason to go over
greasy
there.
burgers. They're
What?
overrated.
What
No,
burger's
spicy
not
mustard.
greasy?
The knishes are
Burgers
fucking
are
delicious.
greasy.
Don't give me that
I'd
shit
rather
about
a
the
Five
knishes.
Guys
baby.
burger
You put
over.
burgers
Put that
not
golden
American.
spicy
Five
brown
Guys
mustard
burgers-
on those
You
knishes.
can't put
They're
golden
fucking
spicy
delicious.
brown on
Yes, you
everything and
can.
make it fucking better.
The knishes have to have it. That's the fucking point of them.
No,
The whole point in the knishes.
I
is
bought
spicy
knishes
brown.
yesterday. I said, if we don't have golden spicy, I'm not eating it.
No.
It's the same thing as Sopranos commercial.
I love golden
when
spicy.
Sopranos tells his
It's all
fucking
about the
Gomar, he's like,
Goldens.
I only like the golden spicy.
You got to put the
browns."
Goldens on the
have
Italian,
to.
the Italian sandwich.
Yeah, but
And
I'm telling you, the
anything
fucking
that puts
Knish.
mustard on, you don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
I put Gouldens on my hot dogs. I
Me
put
too.
it on everything.
Yeah.
Only.
don't put it on
I'm
my
not-
yellow
I'm
mustard.
not knocking
There
Gouldens.
hasn't- There hasn't
Even
been yellow
Gouldens
mustard
cannot
in this
save
house
all
for
American burger.
decades.
We should have just ended the episode there, just while we're all screaming. Just
That's
end
it.
the fucking.
What's wrong with
What
Wawa?
happened?
Why don't you like
Fade to
Wawa?
black. Don't
Yeah,
stop.
First of all, every fucking goddamn 7-Eleven smells the same. You reek of coffee when you come out of there. When I go
7-Eleven's
into
really
Wawa,
gone downhill.
It's an
You don't-
experience.
you
I
don't
can
wanna
go. I
eat-
can press the machine.
And
I can order
their
something.
fucking breakfast
They
sandwiches
have
are
fresh
fantastic.
donuts. They have fresh breakfast sandwiches.
They have the
a
nice
smorgasbord of
That's
the
everything
because
you
it's
want.
biscuits with the
Pennsylvania.
sausage
It's
and the
not
egg.
because it's fucking the brand.
No, and they got
It's
a
because
great.
it's a different
They
state.
got a nice.
You gotta
better
get the egg
standards.
and sausage biscuits and everything, and the little
Oh,
fucking.
the biscuits, the breakfast
Make it
sandwich.
nice.
I'll buy two of those and a
And
nice
make it
coffee.
nice.
Forget it.
Poisoning.
That's breakfast,
I'm
baby.
hungry. I gotta go to Wawa.
Oh, Pokemania.
No, but
We had
seriously,
it.
like that's a gold mine. Like if they put Wawa on Long Island.
I think
Probably
there's some kind of
kinda-
law about dairy farms in New York and something like that, and that's why they don't
Oh, it's a
come
shame.
out here. It's some kind of
Dairy
fucking
farms.
regulation bullshit.
It's not a dairy farm. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is that I think there's a law that makes it that you can, if you sell dairy in your business, it has to be a New York-based farm. And Wawa has their own fucking farm, so they're not going to
Really?
pay some other jerk off to put their label on somebody else's milk. They have their own fucking milk.
Hey,
so
fuck. While we're talking about this, what happened to the dairy barn?
they're done.
That was fucking great. You could just it was drive-through supermarket.
There's still some around, but now they call it the
Supermarket.
barn or
Oh,
whatever the fuck.
the
they-
barn.
got a
What the
different
fuck?
name.
It sounds like you're fucking gonna go
It's
fucking
horseshit.
do meth in a fucking
There were
shed
two on
somewhere.
DPA. There was
The
fucking
barn.
Wait, the
over
one on
by-
DPA is
is
gone?
There's two.
There were
They're
two.
gone?
One of them's gone, right?
One of them's gone. at
Oh,
least.
okay. Because that's
One
I just
by-
went there the
I
other
forget.
day. I was
You know what's
It
a
is?
fucking $1 million invention? A fucking drive-through alcohol fucking shop.
like, well, they won't let us do that.
The liability
Drive-through
on
liquor
that.
store. You know what I mean?
Drive-through liquor store.
Yeah.
No? Am I
Florida.
wrong?
They'll drive through it, all right.
Florida.
Yeah,
They'll
that's
drive
it.
right through it.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Pull up. Yeah, let me
Pull
get a
up.
bottle.
Let me get a couple of Steve Weisers. What?
What?
All right, guys.
What?
This has been a great episode. I'm so happy that we were able to get everybody together for this weekend. And
Oh, yes.
fucking Garden State Comic Fest and Undiscovered Realm will be the next two cons I'll be at. So if you wanted to meet me, I'll be around. This has been the Break Room Podcast. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. If you like the show and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and that follow button. And tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your fucking neighbors. Break Room Podcast live Friday nights, fucking 9 p.m. Eastern.
I'm starving.
This has been the Break Room Podcast. Snoochie Boochies, and may the Force be with you.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, show.
Titus O'Neil.
Kicking table and the computer just shook. It is, no one was mad that you cut the whole You can go anywhere.
Do I do with that?
Yeah, and the Macho Madness and the Hulkamania.
On top of that, you're the best wrestler of all time. So I absolutely adore you.
For being the cream of the crop, yeah.
Let's go!
Fucking idiot. You have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
God.
They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5. You suckers! Is that the end of it?
Or every pixel of the game engine into the face. Can't say
That Dallas.
Stupid.
What did I, when that's like part of my Christmas